Ladies and gentlemen, Trash Taste After Dark merch is officially available.
Let's go, baby!
Wow, is this all embroidered, Joey?
Ooh, Joey.
Absolutely, it is. Look at these
look at
beautiful.
this.
Look at that sick design at the back. We got hoodies, we got t-shirts, we got long sleeves, we've got button-up jackets as well, all made from the best fabrics that you can imagine.
Hell yeah, baby.
I love this hoodie. It's so thick.
Yeah, nice and heavy, stretchy, breathable.
This is the very first Trash Taste drop that has been made in-house, guys. No
That's
collaboration, in-house.
This is the first Trash Taste merch, official line merch, and you can get it right now by going to trashtaste.shop, links in the description, but be quick because this drop is only available until December the 10th. After that, it is gone forever.
Just treat yourself for Christmas, guys.
I mean, I hate to tell you this, but you need to wake up.
I'm already awake.
You got to wake up. Ash Ketchum from Pokémon is in a coma, and I believe that wholeheartedly.
Wait, we've stooped down to like creepypasta level. Welcome back to Trash Taste, the most controversial show on the internet. I'm your host, Joey, and I'm joined by my skeptical co-hosts, Connor and Gant.
We're about to make it even more controversial, guys.
That's right. As if we haven't said a bunch of controversial shit in our careers already, this episode is going to be full of them because we're going to be talking about a number of conspiracy theories that have been floating around on the internet. And basically have a discussion as to whether they are in fact legit or not.
Okay, wait. To preface this, I don't fucking believe any of these bullshit. Right? I'll just say that right now. So I'm kind.
Well. We haven't gone through a lot of them yet.
The mind wavers.
Yeah.
We're gonna take it in turns, right? We have to try and convince our other co-hosts of the legitimacy of these.
Yeah.
So you're gonna go first, for example.
So just so we all have a fair chance of being devil's advocate, we're gonna take it one hoax / conspiracy at a time. And I'm going to be listing out the points of certain conspiracies, discussing it, see what we think.
And this is all just for fun, just to preface. Apologies, Mudan, for the amount of fact-checking you're going to need to fucking do for this singular episode. This is going to be probably more work in a single episode than the entire year's worth of like Trash Taste.
This window is going to appear more times than you'll ever see it.
This reminded me of the time where I presented a conspiracy theory thinking it was real in class. I told you about this, guys, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So clearly, it can be a little bit dangerous to believe any of this shit, but to preface, none of this shit has any evidence at all.
Yes.
It is all fake.
Yeah.
However, it is fun to poke fun and pretend that
and it's fun to just entertain interesting thoughts, right? It's because
entertain the theories.
Dangerous thoughts.
This is all meant just for fun. We're just here just to poke fun at some of the more ridiculous sides of things.
It's just a theory.
Oh, God.
A conspiracy theory.
So, the FNAF lore. That's just...
All right, let's start off. I've got one, which is probably, I would say, the grandfather of ridiculous hoaxes, the moon landing hoax.
Okay, and is it a hoax? I thought you believed it.
Well, see, I'm just saying the official title of it. I don't believe it's a hoax.
You believe that what? You believe the moon landing was real?
Sis, I got the receipts. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
All right. So the basic conspiracy is that some people believe, or that
I thought you believe it.
Some people, aka more, believe that the U.S. government faked the Apollo moon landing in 1969 during the Cold War. Yes.
Why would they fake it?
Well, it's.
Let
me read my points that I wrote down. I'm just refreshing my own memory. The government faked the Apollo moon landings during the Cold War to claim victory in the space race over the Soviet Union, with proponents arguing that anomalies in photos and videos proved the landings were staged on Earth.
So you believe that, because the Russians, they were crushing it. They'd sent dogs up.
Russians are crushing.
Sending weird shit up in space. They were like, fuck, guys, we're going to lose this. We got to film some stuff right now. Get James Cameron involved.
Actually, the theory was they didn't get James Cameron.
No, it was,
they got, what's the director's name?
Alfred Hitchcock? No, Alfred Hitchcock. The guy did 2001 Space Odyssey. What's his name?
Stanley Kubrick.
Stanley Kubrick.
That's it.
I mean, look how well shot it is. I wouldn't be surprised.
it is cinematic.
Well, I've seen every Kubrick film. I sense a little bit of a similarity.
Did you feel a similar direction?
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Oh, totally. 2001 took a lot of inspiration.
Well, you must have some kind of evidence to present to us.
For one, very, very easy to spot, right, in the photos of the moon landing, right? Have you noticed there are no stars in the background?
I mean,
I
we're in
didn't know.
space,
Yeah, I didn't
right?
know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
There should be
photographs from the
stars,
moon
right?
don't show any stars in the sky.
Isn't that explained though by?
Look at that. It's pitch black.
Yeah, but-
explain that shit.
Okay. Yeah.
That is a backdrop. That is a green screen back
So-
there.
Have you ever tried to take a picture in snow? It's like really white, right?
Yeah.
And so it's very reflective, as is the moon's surface. And so when the light is hitting the moon's surface, right? If you need to get the camera to expose properly,
Yeah.
it won't show up the tiny little dots in the background.
Connor, I don't know if you've noticed, the moon is not white.
No, but
It
it's
is
very
very gray.
It's very reflective, though.
Connor, you're confusing me with. Wait.
No, so stars.
Wait. Hold on a second.
Do
Hold
you know
on.
how camera exposure works?
Yes, I
if
do know how
something is super white and you point the camera at it and you're trying to make it that like the bright thing is in a normal color, aka
Yeah.
the surface of the moon, because
Yeah.
you know a bunch of like sun is just hitting it, right? It's very bright. So if you need to make it look like a normal picture, you need to like underexpose the thing. So the little dots in the sky aren't going to show up when you're taking a picture.
Well, okay, in that
So
same
that's why
vein
that
then,
is.
in
You
that
can
same
also
vein,
fact check that,
Look
but
at
I'm pretty
these
sure that's how it
photos,
is.
all right? Look at these photos.
Okay, sure.
Have you noticed then how incredibly well lit they are? Where is the light source?
The
Other
fucking
than
sun.
the studio lights.
The giant sun. Have you been outside?
Yeah.
The lighting's impeccable sometimes.
Yeah, but you can't see the sun while the moon is out.
Wait.
That is standard.
What do you think they took the moon when it's out? What do you mean by that? Explain that.
It was during the nighttime. Clearly. And those lights are artificial studio lights. That's why they're so well lit.
Wait, why do you think it's the nighttime?
Is that actually on the bullet point list?
That is on the bullet point.
Is that
yes.
on the bullet point list?
Inconsistencies in the direction and length of shadows in the photographs are cited as evidence of artificial lighting, suggesting that the scenes were shot on a film set.
No.
Yeah.
Wait, no.
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
No. What
Yeah.
do you mean?
Yeah.
Were you agreeing with him?
All right. I'm going to bring up something like completely tangential.
Oh
okay?
my God, what now?
Because shadows, okay? Shadows.
Yeah.
I understand what they are like.
My favorite hedgehog.
Yeah, I understand what they are conceptually, but like sometimes they're just fucking weird to me. So I was like sitting on my, I was like sitting on my, I was sitting on my terrace the other day, and I could see like a shadow within a shadow, right? And I'm like, okay. So I understand that, you know, shadows and darkness is the absence of light.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And I know it's kind of something to do with photons.
Yeah.
I mean, fucking light. It's
You
just
just
weird
described
to
what
me.
a shadow is, yeah.
Okay.
What are you getting at, Gon? What are you
Yeah,
getting at?
what are you getting at?
How the fuck does light work? I don't fucking understand light. All right?
Okay.
This light is just fucking weird to me. Is it like a particle or is it a wave
Okay.
or is it both or is it neither? Why can like, I don't understand.
As someone who studied quantum physics, let
Yes,
me tell you.
yes.
Okay? Light is both a particle and a wave. It is called the particle
That's
wave
fucking
duality.
stupid.
Yes.
That is stupid.
Which is interesting because light is the only thing that acts like that, and scientists to this day do not know how that works.
I think they have some understanding, but not quite the full picture.
Because people used to argue that, oh, it's a wave, right? Because it can pass through a vacuum, like in space.
Yeah.
Right? Particles cannot pass through
Yeah.
in space, right? But particles, light, is also affected by gravity, which waves are not, but particles are.
Yeah, it's like light is treated like a particle, which is called photons, which is what Einstein proved. But sometimes it also acts like a wave.
I feel like we're spreading so much misinformation already in like 5 minutes.
I mean, everything I said was
Yeah,
correct.
yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know. When people fact check, we'll see if it is.
Yeah, okay.
So like light bounces off something, then into your eyes, right? You know
Yes.
that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what's like the basic concept of like how you would understand shadows.
So what is a shadow?
It's the lack of light.
Yeah, it's the lack of light. Because there's more like if these lights are bright at us, we're blocking some light, so it's gonna be darker behind us, right?
Yeah, I don't know why. Like to me, like in my mind, like shadow should be like on or off thing. There is either a shadow or not. I don't like.
No, you know there's different levels of shadows.
Yeah,
right?
I know there's different levels, but my mind just doesn't compute that for some reason. Like,
In
how
what
can
sense?
that like?
Like a shadow is a gradual thing, not like it's like, oh, here's where the shadow starts and the shadow ends.
Yeah, I'm trying to like compute how that works scientifically in terms of like how light is modeled, I guess. And I never like fully understood that. And I don't know if this is just like a me thing. So I'm getting completely off topic here.
Isn't it like the antumbra, the penumbra, and the umbra, right? That's like the 3 levels of the shadows.
I don't know music theory, Jerry. Don't talk about that.
wait.
There's 3 levels of shadows from lightest to the darkest part of the shadow. That's the antumbra, the
that how it
penumbra,
works?
and the umbra. Yeah.
This is like something that's completely fucking new to me.
It's not like a harsh cutoff, right? It's kind of like dissipates slowly. So.
Yeah, umbra, penumbra, and antumbra. I was right.
Oh, okay.
Look at this dude.
Well, I'm learning something new every day. Okay, so
That's why the Pokemon is called Umbreon,
I didn't know that.
because it's named after Umbra, the shadow.
okay. This
Anyway, moon landing. That's what we're
moon
talking
landing.
about.
Okay.
Okay, so the question is, right, there are inconsistencies in not only how much light there is, but also the direction of the shadows.
Yeah.
Okay. And another thing is the flag. Okay. The American flag, the day that America claimed the moon, obviously, because America is the rightful owner of the moon, right?
Yeah.
The American flag appears to flutter in photos and videos from the moon, which should be impossible since there is no air in the moon's atmosphere to cause movement. What's causing the movement?
Is there movement? I know that they put wire in the flag, so that's why it's like upright.
Supposedly.
Yeah, but there is movement. It kind of looks like the flag is like waving around if you look at some of the footage, which I've seen, but that can be explained of just like you're moving the pole, which is still sending a force down to like the flag part of it.
Yeah, isn't there also I know like intense light can cause like small movements somehow. I can't remember how. I remember seeing this.
Yeah, that's fucked up. That's another property of light that just like how.
Well, because it has a lot of energy, right? Like solar panel, right? Like how can you just point, like how can you just like fucking hold a thing up to the sun? You're like, oh shit, I can power my car. Like, you know what I mean? There's a lot of energy stored in there.
Yeah, but the fact that you can just
There's kinetic energy. That's the thing.
how is that kinetic energy with light?
Because it's a particle. It has mass. Anything with mass that is moving has kinetic energy.
Light does not have mass.
Yes, it does. How is it affected by gravity?
Can we Google this, Kai? Can we Google this? Does light have mass? Light does not have fucking mass. It definitely does not have mass. Light has no mass. Thank you very much. That's why it's so fucked up how little we understand about light. It just makes no fucking sense. Half of our understanding of the universe would be solved if we just understand how light actually fucking works, but it's all guesswork.
All right. New conspiracy theory. Light doesn't exist. It's just something we made up to answer all the questions that we don't know the answers of.
Yeah, a lot of my questions with light is just like, scientists believe that it works this way, and we have to model it this way because it acts this way and it like exerts. Like the fact that light can, I guess, exert a force to cause movement, that just does not compute in my head, but there's like a model to show that makes sense.
Okay,
basically the universe just doesn't make sense.
Okay, here's another piece of info then that actually has some scientific backing to it. There is a thing called the Van Allen radiation belt, right?
Okay.
Which is basically this belt on the way between the moon and the Earth, right? That has just like a blast of radiation to it. Some claim that astronauts could not have passed through these belts without being subjected to lethal doses of radiation.
You can't just say like fucking names and be like radiation, and I'll be like, yeah, sure, go on then.
But it has a fancy name. It's legit.
I mean,
this thing actually does exist, mind you.
What is this? What is this with this Van Allen belt? What is this?
Van Allen, supposedly it's like this belt of radiation that's emitted from space where it passes through in between the Earth and the moon. And if you pass through it, it's a shitload of radiation that the astronauts are going to be subjected to. So how do they survive that?
I mean, how much radiation are we talking about here?
Lethal doses.
What does that mean? Like,
it can kill you.
Well, I mean, like, I need some numbers here. What?
Van Allen radiation belt is a zone of energetic charged particles, most of which originate from the solar wind. So yeah, basically you're getting a blast of solar wind radiation.
So,
I mean, obviously you would get more radiation than average. Obviously, people who like fly a lot, for example, get on average more doses of radiation. Sure. But you can get pretty intense doses of radiation, and well, you might get some side effects later on in life, but you can be okay. So I could believe it that you would get a higher dose of radiation and be fine for the journey. But maybe later on in life you'll maybe your balls get a little too big.
Yeah, so like
I don't know.
Going through all these points, right? I'm kind of like sussing out, I guess, like the origin of conspiracy theories just in general, which is, obviously we are not scientific experts. We have like a bare bones, basic enough understanding of science. But when some of these points are presented, I'm like, there was this like line from like Always Sunny in Philadelphia, which is just like, that sounds wrong, but I don't have enough knowledge to prove you.
Sure, if you give me like an hour or two, and
It's the vibe I get. It's just kind of off.
It just doesn't sound right. I'm sure there's a scientific explanation for that. I'm just not that guy who can provide the right counterpoints to all of these arguments, which brings up the kind of like mental viability to a lot of this stuff, which is
why is this like squished?
Yeah, what happened here? Oh, that's the light doing its work.
Right, no, that's
conspiracy
the background.
theory. Yeah, that's the background.
Yeah, it bends objects.
The fuck is a
Because
Van
it
Allen
definitely
belt? I
has
want to
mass.
Google
Yeah.
this.
So like the shadows and light, inconsistencies with the direction and length of shadows. I'm sure there is an explanation for it. I can't remember what the exact scientific explanation for there being multiple sources of light. Maybe there was not just the sun, but also lighting. I don't know if they had lighting from like the moon, like the Apollo moon landing kind of like vehicle as well. There could have been multiple sources of lighting. No stars in the photos. I wasn't sure what Connor was talking about when you were talking about exposure.
Well, look, I'll point a camera at the right now, right? Everything else gets darker. When I point it. So when I point back, everything else lights up when I stop looking at the intense light source.
Yeah, so I was like wondering what you were talking about when you were talking about snow. I was like, there's no snow on the moon.
No, I'm not talking about snow. I'm like, have you ever tried to take a picture in snow?
I get it now. I get it now.
Okay, I've saved the best piece of evidence for last.
Okay,
all right. There was a rock that was photographed on the moon, which appears to have the letter C on it, which suggests that this is a prop that was used.
What?
They marked it with a C.
Why would that?
Look at that. It says C right there. You see that? Do you see the C?
Okay, but like, how does that prove anything?
Who's going to the moon and writing C on a rock?
That could happen naturally.
Says who?
What, who?
It's too clean.
How? Yeah, it's clean.
Way too clean.
There's 6 clean things that happen in nature all the time. I don't know how the fuck you get like that as being some kind of proof. That's ridiculous.
By the way, I just like to preface, I am 100% joking with all these.
No, you're doing a good job.
In case the sarcasm's not coming across.
That's like if we just saw like a dick on the moon, like someone had like it happened to be a crater the size of a cock. That
Aliens are trolling, bro.
Yeah,
must have been an alien who likes cock. Or a human who likes cock.
I mean, what I like about this piece of proof is that it just shows that
It's fucking dumb. They're clutching at straws.
Look at the sea!
It's a sea, guys.
No, aside from this, it's just like how, it's fascinating how the human mind can just pick up patterns and shapes and meaning. And like, you know how sometimes you see like a face or something.
Yeah.
Or like, this is going to be like the weirdest thing that just popped into my mind. But I think there was this picture that showed up on Twitter semi recently within like the last few months, which is just like, it was a DS case with like the strap of the DS that was placed down on a wooden table, and it kind of looked like someone's ass. And
oh yes, I did see that.
Do you remember this one?
I did see
and you
that.
were scrolling down, and for a brief second, your mind was
Everyone was like, "Whoa!"
yeah.
And then you're like, "Oh wait." No, I totally
for
remember
a brief
that.
second, your mind was just like, "Hey yo, what?" And then you were like, "Wait a minute, how did I ever see this?" Yes.
I know. Yeah. It's like the bald dad kissing his son. And it looks like an asshole.
Yeah. There's so many of those.
Okay, so what does this have to do with the moon landing being fake?
The fact that we
see
sometimes
things.
People
we see a
love
shape.
seeing stuff.
I like how you, in this theory, you talked to me about fucking Van Allen radiation belts. Some scientific concept. And you go, but there's a C in the
There's
rock.
a C on a rock.
I'm not really that sold on this one. I think it's a lot of pieces of whatever evidence that doesn't really feel very strong, and they're trying to string it together to make something.
Well, I think what's like the moon landing to me is like the OG kind of conspiracy theories. I can't think of another conspiracy
What
theory.
I'm trying to understand is like, who started this theory and for what reason? Like, because if a bunch of Americans started this theory, it makes absolutely no sense. It's like, we got a dub from the Soviet Union, and you want to like make it so that we didn't get the dub. Like,
I think there's just a group of people out there that really get something out of feeling like they're in the minority and figuring something out and feeling smarter than other people. So I think there are a lot of conspiracy theories come from people who like, I just don't trust everything. And I think I know what's up.
Well, I think a pattern we're going to find with a lot of these conspiracy theories is that a lot of conspiracy theories stem from a lack of trust from an institution. You know, that's kind of where at a core why conspiracy theories, especially a lot of these, are formed. You get told something by an institution, and people are just like, but what if they're lying to us? What if I don't trust this institution? You know?
Only alpha males are anti-establishment, right?
Okay.
But you know, let's entertain this thought for a second.
Sure.
Okay, let's just entertain all of these points.
All
for a
right.
second.
What do you have for us,
You know, I think like one of the biggest counterpoints. I've like, aside from like disproving all of these points, right? I think about like counterpoints, which is one of the biggest ones that has been brought up that I can think of is just think about the amount of people that worked on the moon landing. Right?
Yeah.
How big of a team was working on this one fucking project. And you think that for this many years, people just kept silent and just said nothing about any kind of lies, any kind of conspiracy theories. And then you think that, you know, the fucking script of Last of Us 2 could not be developed without it being leaked, or any fucking big Marvel movie. And you're like, wait, this is a way bigger event than any of these other events that have been leaked put together.
Yeah, but
with
see,
a way bigger
I like
team.
to think that all the conspiracy theorists will say like, yeah, but that's because there's a government operating it, and the government is very good at concealing things. Think about
Not
how
true.
long they were
Not
concealing
true.
about all the UFO shit before they went out with it.
Okay, well, that's another.
That's
a
when
different
government is involved, it's very easy to hide shit away from the public eye.
That is a whole nother conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
You're making a conspiracy theory within a
Chain.
There's
conspiracy
I
theory.
believe there's like a formula. There's like a formula for like how many people would have to be involved to keep this under like wraps, and then equally so, the likelihood of like the amount of people you add in, the likelihood of it being like coming out as being faked, or if it was faked, would have been astronomical. It would have been so easy to leak this because to do any kind of filming thing, you need so many people on set or something, right? You need loads of people here. So
That is true.
yeah. Also, you know, I think a lot of conspiracy theories, there is some kind of unfortunate situations where conspiracy theories have turned out to be true.
Yeah.
And it only makes it even harder to have discussions with people who then believe them, because then they're like, well, we've had conspiracy theories before.
I also just like don't understand why this particular event, because this is such like, it doesn't matter what side of like, you know, the political spectrum you lie on, what kind of beliefs you have, what kind of faiths you have. It's like just this event in the history of humanity is so significant and is just a W for humankind.
Yeah, that's why people always do conspiracy theories for us.
Yeah, but it's like, why would you not want to celebrate this fucking collective W that is nowadays incredibly rare?
I don't know, you have that one friend when everyone's happy, they're miserable. And that's kind of how I see it.
Yeah, but I don't want to be friends with that person.
Well, that's you normally.
Well, most people aren't really friends with conspiracy theorists.
Oh, yeah. Except other conspiracy
Okay,
theorists.
all right.
Yeah.
I'll give your job of convincing me a 2.5 out of 10.
Oh, are we doing a rating system?
Yeah.
Okay. As a whole, you know, how would you rate this one in terms of like
Believability?
viability? You know,
Like a 2 out of 10.
Yeah, I'd say like a 2.
You've got like 1 or 2 points that might throw you off initially, and then you do any kind of research, and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I think the only thing that convinced me was the Van Allen shit. But
well,
other than
because you don't understand it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't understand it. So
other
I
than
can't sit
that,
here
I'm
and
just
refute
like,
it.
yeah, there's an explanation
like
for everything.
the worst thing is, because like I've seen videos on like moon landing conspiracy theories and stuff like that. So the worst thing is I've heard of all of these points before, and I've heard of all the points that debunk pretty much all of these points.
I can't remember them. Though.
I can't remember them. That's free, and that just says more about like my own scientific understanding and how much I care.
Yeah.
As much as it does, that these points on a surface level can sound convincing. And even if you hear an explanation for them, it totally makes sense. And I just cannot, for the life of me, remember them.
Yeah.
Like the shadows and light things, that's throwing me off because like I know there is an explanation. I've heard that explanation. But maybe my memory's just shit, you know?
Yeah, I'm glad I got it right. The camera wasn't adjusted correctly, the scenery to show the stars. Damn straight.
There you go.
All right.
This episode is sponsored by Bokksu.
Bokksu delivers the experience of tasting authentic Japanese snacks, candies, and teas sourced directly from centuries-old small family businesses right to your door. Their mission is to empower Japan's traditional snack makers by sharing their authentic food and stories with the world.
Here's how it works, guys. Every month, you get a different themed box shipped straight to your door. But you know what? If it's your first month, you get this box, which is the Seasons of Japan, which is kind of like the best of hits of all the snacks that they can
So many
provide.
great flavors in one conveniently sized box.
Joey just can't stop himself.
Joey, I know the snacks are so good, but calm down.
Joey!
Oh, okay. I want to try this out. These are the sudachi chips, actually. These are kind of like rice
try
chips that
Wait, I
kind
love
of
these.
taste
Yes,
like
yes, yes.
sudachi, which is kind of like a lemon and lime
I've
crossover.
had these. These are amazing.
Oh, these are so good.
Damn, these are actually good.
Can I get another one?
No, get it from your own box.
While Scott is busy tearing through his Bokksu because it's so delicious he can't wait, every single Bokksu comes with a cultural guide. It tells you all about the snacks' flavors and where they come from in Japan.
Oh, shit.
Ooh, you got a
Ooh,
sweet
I got
senbei.
here the soka senbei.
It's a sweet senbei, very crunchy, very hard, but very refreshing.
This
It
is
goes
a
great
crunch, boys.
with
That's
the
some
tea pairing.
ASMR.
Good.
It goes great with the tea pairing that comes with every single Bokksu.
Click the link in the description and use code TRASH for $15 off your first Bokksu order.
Sorry, I wasn't listening. Can you repeat that again?
Code TRASH for $15 off your first Bokksu order. Thank you very much to Bokksu for sponsoring today. Back to the episode.
All right, Grant, let's move on to the next conspiracy theory. What do you
Well,
believe
you
in?
think the moon landing is a banger conspiracy theory? Let
is.
me tell you
Oh.
about the Avengers Endgame of conspiracy theories, okay?
Okay.
Okay, because I'm going to tell you about Flat Earth.
Oh,
All right?
shit.
Because despite all of the scientific progress we have made in the past few centuries, they are all wrong because did you know that the Earth is actually flat?
Okay.
Well,
it is
Okay.
flat.
All right.
Yeah.
All
So,
right.
well, tell us how you came to this conclusion, Garn.
All right.
How did you come to this conclusion?
Well, guys, just for a second, just open your mind.
Okay.
Yeah, oh, I'm
Open
thinking.
your
opening
minds.
my mind.
Okay. The sheeple believe that.
I am sheep.
Stop laughing,
As a
Joe.
Welsh person, I take offense to that term, all right?
The sheeple believe that the Earth is actually round. But if that were true,
Yeah.
the curvature would be more visible to the naked eye.
Whoa.
So when you observe the horizon,
Yeah.
what do you see? Do you see a curve? What shape is the horizon?
I guess it from my eye, it would appear
Yeah,
flat.
it
Yeah,
looks
yeah.
pretty.
Is it,
the
is it
horizon
straight?
looks
where's,
pretty.
where's the curve? Where is the curve? I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Very compelling so
All
far.
right.
Okay.
My eyes do deceive me.
All right. Not forgetting gravity as well. How the hell does that make sense? Gravity, this invisible force.
Okay. So
So you're telling me that I could be upside down but still be right side up?
yes.
Okay. To counterpoint the first one, the counterpoint the first one, I think how they did it was they did an experiment where they were like, they went out into like an open field where like the horizon was clearly visible.
Yeah.
Right. And they were like, all right, I'm just gonna keep walking into the horizon basically. And if the Earth is flat, as you say it is, then you'll keep continuing to see me for as long as I am there. But no, what actually happens is that you start walking towards that horizon and then you start to dip due to the curvature of the Earth until you disappear under the horizon. So that was the theory that they... So that shows that, yes, the Earth is curved. It's just that we are so insignificantly small compared to the rest of the
I think
Earth
there's
that the curve is not as apparent.
There's way more scientific ways to prove it pretty easily. I think, isn't it?
No, of course there are scientific ways. That's just a very simple, like, non-scientific
okay.
look.
Yeah.
You see it, that it's curved.
I'm pretty sure one of the ways that you disprove this theory, at least the horizon theory, is that you can just, I think you just beam a light, like a laser, from over a large distance. And if the Earth is flat, right, you have 2 points pretty far away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you just beam a beam of light, it should stay perfectly flat. So
Yeah.
if you have 2 points far away from each other, then if you're right, then the beam should stay perfect. But what happens is that it dips slightly. So when you measure it from 2 points, it ends up being slightly lower further away because the Earth's curvature is causing it to dip.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? How's that?
Okay, well,
do you reject that outright?
I'll reject that.
I could be wrong. Can you double check that, by the way?
With an even more succinct point.
Okay.
Because Joey,
Yeah.
as an Australian, if that really does exist, if that really does exist,
Shit, I came here with
all right,
science.
you know, as an Australian,
Yeah.
all right, in
Yeah.
your round Earth model, you know,
Yeah.
should Australians not just fall off?
Oh shit! Shit!
I mean, you know, our toes grip like fucking monkeys onto the ground. We're just like, we're holding on to dear life. You know, that's why drop bears are a real like problem, because they're just consistently dropping off the earth.
Okay, all right. Okay. We're adding on it.
Yeah. So, because like, you know, you can get a flight to pretty much everywhere pretty easily.
Sure.
Yeah.
But not the Antarctica.
Okay.
Like, why is that? Why do the establishments do not want you to fly to Antarctica?
Because there's
It's
fucking
definitely
nothing
Don't
there.
tell me there's nothing there.
No, it's not because there's
Okay.
nothing there. It's because it's too unhospitable. We can't. It's too cold.
I mean, if you'd like to go to, you know, a place where it's minus 50 degrees Celsius on average all year, then
Are you
go
sure
for it.
they're
but-
not afraid that we're not going to just fall off the Earth if we find the massive ice wall that is surrounding the entire I don't know what they don't call it a globe, do they? They call it. They must call it
a
something.
sheet.
A sheet.
I mean, you know, to people like that, I say, hey man, there are ways that you can go to Antarctica. It's maybe a little unconventional, but it's not like an
So
impossible
you're
place to go.
saying the lack of flights to Antarctica proves that the Earth is flat?
I'm saying that's
Well, because
just,
airlines are stopping customs
Okay.
from
that's
falling
just
off.
that's just
Question,
part of
God.
that. Yes.
You're on the plane, right?
Yeah.
Which we do all the time. You
Yeah.
travel a lot. You look at the little fun little map. Why is it not a straight line, from America to Japan? It's a curve.
How'd
You're
you- how'd you-
following the curvature
How
of
do
the
you
Earth.
know that it's? How do you
What
know
do you
that the map that you're getting presented? That's part. That's sheeple thought. You're getting presented a map that they presented you with, and you're believing it without any question.
It's a pre-programmed map flight.
Of course, they're going to model it after the model they're trying to sell to you, Connor.
Okay, when you watch a boat sail away, right? The boat just goes away. It goes, it disappears, right?
Yeah.
If it was flat, you just keep seeing it.
No, it's so far away that you lose sight of it.
Exactly. Thank you, Joey.
Oh
Thank
my
you.
God.
Thank you, Joey.
I'm waking up!
If it was a clear day, you could theoretically see any kind of large object in the distance. If
Yeah,
it was
you can
perfectly
if your
flat.
eyesight's good.
If it was flat.
But the-
Wait, are you on his side now? What the fuck's happening
Hey,
here?
I'm convinced, bro. I'm starting to be convinced a little bit.
Yeah, watch without being in the sky. It's impossible to see the curvature of the Earth. However, you can always see a demonstration of this if you visit any harbor or place with a wide open view of water. If you're able to watch a ship sail off to
Yeah,
sea,
this is what I
watch
was
it.
saying earlier with
it's kinda-
someone walking off into the
with
horizon.
hills with like walking. It's a little different though, because obviously the ground is not always.
Oh, well, yeah, but if hypothetically, if you got a fully
Yeah.
flat ground, same thing would happen.
There's
Right?
a lot of reasons why. Okay,
Yeah.
go on. What other reasons you have?
And we're gonna come back.
Oh yeah, here we go. Yeah,
We're gonna- yeah.
proofs. I just disproved that.
Yeah, we're gonna come back to the big establishments. They had their greatest hits with the moon landing, but NASA's back at it again,
Oh my god, those
feeding
fuckers.
us their false photos, their false theories. Have you actually seen a picture of the Earth?
Yeah,
That has
I have.
not been coming from a big
Well, it's because
establishment.
I don't have a fucking satellite in space, Garn. If I had one, maybe I'd be taking pictures.
Sounds like your problem. I don't know.
Why would NASA lie to us?
Skill
Garn?
issue.
Why would they have? What interest is there in lying to us about?
Why
the Earth?
wouldn't they lie to us? Exactly.
Because they're working with the government. And the government always
They're not
lies.
just lying about everything. Why would they lie about everything? What's the point in that?
So they can control you.
It's like saying that
You've been brainwashed.
That's like saying that, like, when they're like, man, you gotta lie. You shouldn't drink this much coffee in a day. That's what they tell me, and I tell them, sheesh. Why would you
Again,
lie? Why would they
sounds
lie
like a
about
you
that?
problem.
Why would they lie about that?
Look, just think about it this way, okay?
Sure.
Okay. You're asking why. Why
Okay.
would they lie about
Yeah.
it? I can tell you plenty of reasons, all right?
Okay.
You've seen Attack on Titan.
Okay. Yes.
You've seen
seen it.
Attack
Okay,
on Titan.
all right.
you
They
know?
lied. Yeah, why?
Sometimes sometimes knowledge is a blessing, or a lack
Right.
of knowledge is a blessing.
Right, of
We do not know what is beyond that ice wall. It could be like
Yeah.
it could be like
So Game of Thrones. We don't live on the fucking wall.
look, we could be in the continent from Hunter x Hunter, and we don't know what the Dark Continent.
Oh, shit.
They might be protecting our safety. We do not know what is beyond the wall. Beyond the wall, we are the island in Attack on Titan right now.
We've been in Chimera Ant this whole time.
Look, the
Holy
Titans,
fuck.
the
Who are we
Titans might
hiding?
be there for our protection. We just don't know it.
Who are we hiding from, Garn? What kind of flat Earth?
We don't know.
What happens if I go to the edge?
We don't know. Maybe
We don't know. What do
You get abducted, actually.
get abducted.
How come that when I fly, when I fly the other way, because I've flown to the UK and I've gone both ways. How can I go both ways if it's flat? I should only be able to go one way.
Again, that's the map fooling you.
Yeah, that's just the map.
Do I just clip to the other side when I get to the edge?
Yeah,
and
it's
I'm
like
flying?
it's like a
How
screen
does it
wrap.
work, Garn? If I fly west or I fly east, why do I always end up in the same spot?
Well, you've never done it.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Have you
What do you
ever-
mean I've never done it?
Have you ever flown in one direction and have you piloted the plane yourself?
Oh, I look out the window as a simulation on the window.
How do you not know you're not flying in a massive circle?
Yeah, while you're
Yeah,
sleeping,
yeah.
the pilot is slowly veering.
You slowly turning it.
Slowly
He's just
turning, so it's just
slowly
like
turning.
really long
It's
way
like,
around.
oh, I'm sorry, there's a little bit of turbulence. Oh.
And again, that explains the curved flight path.
Yeah, exactly.
He's just very slowly veering to the right or left.
No. He's not. They're not flying in a curve. They're flying straight. But,
No.
because the Earth is a curve, straight is a curve.
No, they're flying in a curve. You just don't feel it.
Oh my god!
You're asleep. You're not awake for the entire 9-hour flight to the US. How would you know?
What the fuck? I am. I have been.
I'm
All
a
right.
believer now.
There's other things, but that's pretty much the main kind of like arguments.
Well, you convinced me.
Yeah, to break character for a second,
Yeah, please.
I was like, damn, being a flat earther is fun. Holy shit. Like, in terms of like just, okay, so conspiracy theories, right? Obviously, a lot of them are like fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
But the thought itself is fun, right? The thoughts of just being
Well,
in this
Playing
like,
devil's
Well,
advocate is always fun.
You're basally making up your own little Game of Thrones world.
Yeah,
Except
exactly.
now, the only difference is that sometimes it's dangerous because you're applying it to real life situations. And you're like, no, the wizarding world is real. No.
I'm pretty sure this is how George R.R. started off.
yeah, I can see now why flat earther world building is just on
Well, they
another
don't
level.
see it as world building. They see it as the world that we are building.
That's the whole point. That's the whole point. Some like the maps of like flat Earth of like what is beyond the ice wall
Yeah.
is fucking.
It's like some Middle Earth shit.
interesting, you know.
What's this one? The square and station area. What the fuck is this shit?
This is like some Final Fantasy maps, bro. Like,
Yeah,
it's great. I love it.
yeah. I think a lot of this comes down to obviously, like I said, a lack of trust in establishments. I think flat Earth.
But what did you have to be fed in order to have that kind of just all-round anti-establishment mentality? That's what I've always been curious about.
Well, I mean, unfortunately, there is a history of governments not having the best interest, and also
Yeah,
sure.
governments doing some pretty fucked up stuff that we do know they've done.
Yeah.
Stuff that would be conspiracy theory worthy if we didn't know it was already true.
Right.
So I think it kind of stems from that kind of line of thinking of like, hey, they've already, governments have already done things like they've sterilized populations or they've done horrific experiments on populations. We know this is true and this has happened. So it's unfortunate because then it enables people to think, well, governments have done this, so why wouldn't they be willing to do and hide even worse things?
Yeah.
It's an unfortunate situation where, governments have done really horrific stuff in the past, and it's kind of just building upon that distrust.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially if you've know someone or you've been affected by that. Obviously, if you're looking at like America, certain groups have obviously like native people have been very unjustly treated by the government, and so there's just a distrust naturally that builds towards the government there. And then as you would have, because you're like, the government has tried to fuck over me and my relatives for the past hundreds of years. Why the fuck would I trust anything they say? And sometimes the line between when that is reasonable to have and believing stuff that is a bit dumb online, but it's also hard because people, it's very easy to be pushed down these rabbit holes online where you can be subjected to this kind of stuff and think, hold on now, these guys are starting to make sense.
Yeah,
because everything you've read online or in media your entire life growing up has been factual.
Yeah. Because let's think about this on like a kind of like a bare bones conceptual level about what you can perceive with your eyes.
I mean, we did think the Earth was flat for a period in time.
For a good reason, because we look at the Earth.
Seeing is believing.
And we can perceive the world as this way. And then you get into like modern science about concepts that it's way harder to wrap your head around, you know, the concept of something like gravity than it is the concept of just, hey, what if you just fall off an edge, you know?
Yeah,
Things go down.
I think it also, you know, is aided by the fact that over the course of humanity and over the course of scientific progression, there have been so many theories that at the time were like, oh yeah, this is absolutely correct, which just turned out to be absolutely incorrect. And then we've had to make small little adjustments. So then I'm sure a lot of these conspiracy theories will be like, aha, see, not even scientists can get it right 100% of the time. So what's to say that we're not right, you know?
And also, I think just the kind of like the idea of there being something unknown or like some kind of mystery out there, it's just way more enticing, you know, than just the boring answer. Yeah. So like the idea of like what is beyond this fucking ice wall, that's just like a cool concept.
That's kind of, I mean, it goes hard.
I kind of
you say I'm a red flat theory. I was like,
the world would be kind of cool if there was just this looming ice wall. That would be sick. But unfortunately, it's kind of boring. It's just Antarctica, which we also thought there was cool shit there at one point, and we're like, nope, just ice.
Well, I mean, we're still finding shit. You know, we're still finding shit in Antarctica. There could be some cool shit there. We just haven't found it yet.
Yeah.
Well,
I will say, out of everything, flat earthers, of course, is one of the lesser believable ones of the ones we're probably going to go for today. But you know what? On a conceptual level, I'm like, if this was actually real, if flat Earth was actually a thing, I'd be excited. You know? I'd be like,
why would you be excited by that?
I don't know, because I want to be the first one to break through the ice wall.
Yeah. Exactly.
I want to be that guy.
Conceptually, it's pretty exciting. It's just like, damn, that's pretty cool, actually. You know, I don't understand why people actually believe that, but I can understand why this idea is like appealing.
It's not believable, but this collaborative fanfic people have made about the flat Earth
is basically a fanfic of
it's a collaborative fanfic. Is exciting. Let's just say that it's interesting, but not believable at all.
It's an interesting idea.
I'll give it a 3.
I'll take, you know, I'll go to flat Earth if Togashi just never finishes Hunter x Hunter. Maybe another 10 years I'm going to be like, I need my dark continent fixed somehow, man. I need my dark continent fixed somehow.
What if flat Earth society just seems like a spike after that? It's like, well, dark continent arc never ended. This is the closest it's going to get. God damn.
Fucking ice wall.
Yeah.
Oh, they have actual like other continents that they've like figured out as well.
This is just Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah, this is just
literally
Hunter x Hunter.
dark continent.
The ice wall is just Hunter x Hunter.
I love it.
All right. So you know, your theory, unfortunately, God, I'm not buying it. It's cool, but I give it a 1 out of 10 for believability.
Okay.
I'm giving it extra points because it's fun.
Fair enough. What are you giving out of 10?
3.
3? Yeah. We did a great job arguing for it, I think.
All right.
Connor, what do you have? What do you believe in?
Well, guys, I mean, I hate to tell you this, but you need to wake up.
I'm already awake.
You got to wake up.
I'm already awake.
Go on.
Obviously, given there are infinite possibilities of universes out there and planets, it's obvious that aliens exist. And specifically, we have them.
Oh, shit.
We have them in our possession in Area 51. So yeah, as we know, there's a highly classified U.S. Air Force facility in the center. It's a center for research on aliens and UFOs, and the extraterrestrial technology is being reverse engineered there.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I've been there. Not inside, but
you wouldn't.
I've been to the front of Area 51.
Yeah, Joey, you know more about this than anyone. You've been to this place.
Yeah, they don't want us to know.
Yeah.
I lost a microphone head inside Area 51 after it blew off my camera and went under the rails, and I was like, I could go and get it, or I will get shot. So,
all right, what's your proof, Connor? What's your proof?
Yeah, what's your proof?
What's your proof?
How do we
Why
know?
do you think aliens would have visited
And why
us
here?
before?
Why they're kept in Area 51?
Well, it's a very, there's not much going on in Nevada.
Well, true. That is facts.
The real estate was very easy to come by.
Facts.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, so I have many reasons why I believe this.
Go on.
You know, obviously we've all seen UFOs, right? We obviously.
Okay.
I mean, we've all watched the History Channel as well, the
Yes.
documentation.
Yes. Aliens.
You always hear about numerous reported sightings of UFOs in the vicinity of Area 51 that further increase my belief of the fact that they're clearly, that's a hanging out spot. That's where they go.
Yeah.
Why would all those people on TV lie about seeing aliens? Why is there so many documentaries about men and women who have seen
Maybe
aliens?
because people
They all seem
like
like
attention.
very,
No.
very critical, like sane, critical thinkers that,
Right.
you see on television.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and obviously the government, who we don't trust, they
It all comes back to the government, baby.
they would cover they are covering up all the evidence of alien life and using Area 51 to cover it up.
Okay, why?
Why?
are they
Because we're not
covering it?
ready. We're not ready to know.
Oh, humanity hasn't
We
evolved
aren't
yet.
ready to know about aliens. And let's be real, we'd probably just like try and kill them or something, or try and steal their alien goods and use them.
Yeah.
So the government is there in place, and specifically Area 51, to kind of have this place to be like, all right, let's figure out what's going on here. Let's study these aliens, because there's also notorious crashes that have happened that are unexplained. We don't know anything about.
Okay.
And where do they all go? Why are they hiding it from us?
Shit.
Sure, okay.
Okay.
And this site is clearly being used to reverse engineer this alien technology to recreate it for themselves so that we can then expand into outer space ourselves and take it
Are they
over.
using it only to expand to outer space?
We don't really know what the malicious intent of the government is, but for some reason they don't want us to know why they have aliens here.
Right.
Right.
But we, I think the common belief is that aliens look like these kind of bulbous, weird ass things, and I think that's just wrong.
Yeah, the little gray guys, right?
Yeah, I think that's maybe the ones in Mexico, sure. That's but they're Mexican aliens. They're a bit different.
Yeah.
Obviously, as we know, all these very reputable people, they keep coming out who work in the government, like, hey, we have aliens. Lots of interviews with people. I mean, my favorite source of information, the Joe Rogan podcast, had a ex-government employee who worked at Area 51 who attested that there was aliens at Area 51.
Oh, okay.
And, we have these unexplained footages of these vehicles that move back and forth super fast in the sky that we can't explain why they move like that, because no object we know can move like that. So why is that?
Aren't they called like UAPs now instead of UFOs?
Yeah, UFOs.
Unexplainable aerial
They're trying
phenomenon.
they're trying to it's a new branding thing. It's like Lexus to Toyota.
Yeah.
They're trying to distract us from the fact that it's just Toyota.
Yeah.
These are still UFOs, and they're trying to get like all the crazies off of it, but we're not crazies. We know what we're talking about. And there's there's loads of whistleblowers that have come out saying this, and there's clearly this underground facilities that aren't visible to us under Area 51, because it's just a landing strip. Okay, like it's just an air base.
Yeah, of course.
There's too much room going on there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's got to be something underneath that they're hiding
How busy
from us.
is that airport?
Right?
Really?
You have this big of a site just for airplanes to land? That doesn't seem right.
That's true.
So probably underneath there's a whole facility for aliens.
All right.
Hear me out.
Here's the big thing. Here's my big question.
Okay.
Why would you want to hide? Let's say aliens
We're not ready.
did visit the world. What do you mean we're not ready?
We're not ready.
What?
Maybe the technology is so advanced that we, A, either don't have any kind of scientific understanding of it, or B, maybe it's a type of technology where if it does come out into the world, then let's say, America is the first one to like introduce it, right? What's going to stop or any other country, whether they be friend or foe of America, to be like, hey, we can use that as well, but we can make it better to go one step above. See, that's exactly what they thought about the moon landing as well.
You have to look at the greater, the greater goals of the government, Khan. I feel like you're very short-minded here, and you're not thinking about what the government wants. The government, specifically the US government, wants to control everything. They want to have the power, and if they get their hands on alien tech first, it's game over.
Sure.
What is, what the hell is any other country
Who
gonna
else
do?
is going to compete with that?
If they got teleporters, they got some
a
crazy
wrap.
beams, laser guns from COD. They finally get those in real life. It's game over.
They said crazy beans. I was
No.
what?
They might have alien beans, you know.
Very convenient that they landed in America. You know,
Well,
out of every place in the world, they convenient chose like one of the biggest superpowers in the world, and just chose to crash land there. And
Maybe the aliens are like, yo, this is what's up. This is big open space.
Presumably, if they landed in another continent, America would have done their best to get a hold of it anyway. You know what I mean? They're pretty good at doing that. They're pretty good at taking things.
Sure.
You know, and it just goes into, you know, we see UFO spottings all over the world.
Yeah.
That are unexplained.
Okay, hold on. Let's put away the dash of irony away for just a second. Do you legitimately believe extraterrestrial life exists out there?
Yes.
They're in Area 51, Joey. I just told you.
Okay, because I 100% believe it. I just don't believe they've come to Earth yet.
That's what the US government wants you to think, Joey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have them.
It depends on like what level of alien life you believe. This is like Area 51, like I said, cool concept. Cool thought experiment about just like, you know, your government just keeping secret technology and secret aliens that had visited 50 or so years ago. Convenient that they chose like kind of like this time period in the entire history of the Earth to come visit. A lot of things need to.
Well, no, the aliens were around as well, like during before like this period as well.
Oh yeah,
like,
they helped build the pyramids.
Yeah, who built the pyramids?
Well, I wouldn't go that far. That's,
Easter Island heads? How did they get there?
Well, there's potentially other explanations, but I'm more concerned about the fact that I know the US government has these little alien boys.
I've been to that restaurant, the Little Alien.
That looks awful.
Yeah, that's the one next to Area 51. I've been there.
Yeah,
it's a shithole. No aliens either.
I mean,
false advertising.
I'll be up and say that I believe if aliens did land, I think the government would just say it because they've already released the tapes of the UAPs or whatever they're called right nowadays.
Yeah, why did they announce that?
Yeah.
Why now?
Yeah.
They've been hiding it for so long, why now are they suddenly like, we admit it, guys, they are here?
Yeah, that's a doozy. There's we don't know the thought process behind.
Up, or was that planned?
We don't know the process behind how the government.
The fact is that these videos just dropped, and then everyone just kind of like no one really like talked about it, or just like it didn't. Yeah. It didn't cause as big of a fuss as you'd think. A government dropping some videos being like, "Hey, we don't know what the fuck these are. We're not going to say they're aliens, but we just don't know."
It's them saying, "Hey, aliens, we're not scared of you. We've got
the technology.
We've got your tech now. You're done. You're done, kid. Don't come back." We'll tell people about it. Like, we're not worried now. I think the Pentagon releasing videos, it's whatever. You know, this is like, don't worry about it. They're just trying to distract us from the real thing of the aliens are at Area 51.
Right.
So it's okay because we still have Jeff Goldblum and Will Smith. They're both still alive.
They are alive. So we are
Independence Day is coming anytime, and we have our sequel weapons, guys. Yep. Will Smith and Jeff Goldblum.
They're there.
I am bigger legend. Where they go head to head to see who can save the world.
I wish there was more. I'm done peddling this theory now. I wish there was more. Like, to make this theory more exciting, I wish there was actually like any kind of circumstantial evidence that could be like, well, that's just a
Yeah, one of the biggest things about the Area 51, I don't know where it came from.
Yeah, people just start making shit up.
Here's the weird thing. I remember reading about this Roswell Area 51 story in like a book, in like a random book I got out of the library when I was like a kid. And I, like, for the longest time, I just believed it. Like, genuinely, I thought, aliens were in Area 51 because I read a book about it. And it wasn't until I was older that I realized, this wasn't like any book based on any form of reality. This is just a really interesting story. That just got presented as kind of like this half fiction, half kind of like.
Yeah, this is kind of an interesting one because, like, you know, there are conspiracy theories like, say, like, you know, the flat Earth one, where like if you say that you believe in it, then immediately you'll get like a backlash from people being like, no, you're stupid. Why would you think that? But this Area 51 one is interesting because even if you say like, oh yeah, I think there are aliens in Area 51. There's almost like a lack of interest. It's just kind of like, I guess.
I think it's when you say that, everyone is kind of in more of a jovial sense. Like, I believe there's aliens there. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like, I don't think if someone was actually 100% going to you and like seemed super serious about it, I think you'd be like, what the fuck?
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, but like I think we don't know what other life is out there. I think this genuinely, like, we don't know. Like, the universe is so vast.
Yeah.
It probably will not take the shape that we've envisioned it will.
Yeah.
I think if there is life out there, it might not be as intelligent. It might be way more intelligent. We don't know. Odds are there's probably something somewhere in the universe.
I think what is weird is that the government. So UFOs, UAPs do exist. There are unexplained phenomenon in this world, and do we want to just blame aliens, or do we just want
to blame aliens?
It's very, very convenient and very, very easy.
My favorite theory about aliens that I've heard is that aliens have already visited us and have been visiting us for a long time. It's just that the aliens live on a different dimension to ours, so we can't perceive them.
So they're like
fourth, fifth, sixth dimension aliens. You never know.
The average.
There could be one right here, but I would not be able to perceive it.
The average Rick and Morty fan.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's an alien here, Morty.
Yeah. I mean, I think the big thing for me is just the concept of like what an alien life form would be and how alien life form would perceive us if they discovered us as a species, you know?
See, like, as a science fiction fan, I love thinking about this kind of shit because it's like, it just opens the room for so many different stories you could tell, you know, and so many different, like, cool, like, what if scenarios of like, okay, on the day that it happens, if it hasn't happened yet, how will we actually respond? What will they actually look like? How do they respond to us and we respond to them? Like, it's just a cool what if scenario to think about.
Yeah, I like this theory just because it's
fun. It's a little more fun and chill than the other ones.
I think it's more fun, and I think honestly, out of everything, it's more believable as well. I don't know. There is so much we do not understand.
What would you rate this one then?
Like a 5.
Oh, we're in the middle of the pack.
Yeah, 5 or like strong 5, light 6.
Okay.
I'd say.
I go 7.
Wow.
I go
7.
You know,
okay.
I'm saying 7 because this is the only theory that, you know, we've had, I guess, the closest thing to actual evidence that has been released by
a credible source.
Yeah. You know, we've had maybe crazies, maybe not, but people that claim they've worked in the government that have said, hey, these things actually exist.
Yeah. My only problem with that is that a lot of these dudes and just doing fucking podcast circuits and making money and doing appearances at conventions. And it's like, well, hold on now. I think there's an ulterior motive here to why you're a whistleblower and not just a guy who's like, hey, I'm retired. I can make a bit of extra cash and travel around if I just talk mad shit.
Yeah.
Okay, but to play devil's advocate, let's say you do know that they exist.
Yeah.
How would you go about proving it?
I mean, the ultimate problem is that you can't.
Yeah, exactly.
You really can't. You know, we've even seen it nowadays. You know, like even if you had pictures or videos,
you're automatically a whistleblower.
People would just assume that they're fake.
Yeah.
Or you have an ulterior motive.
Yeah. You know? Yeah. It would be very, very hard to. It's. I think
unfortunately the like giving someone in that position, the only way you'll get your message out is by going on the Joe Rogan podcast, right? That's probably the best hope you can go for.
So tell me about how the aliens like
nobody's believing me, but Joe will.
I know Joe's got
my back.
Oh,
yeah, I mean, like, I think the biggest thing is just this idea that, you know, think about our technology, right? And think about how long we've lasted. We, as like an intelligent species in the entire history of the Earth, have lasted a microscopic level amount, right? Yeah. And we are, number one, we are very kind of like confident that we're just not going to wipe ourselves out. You know, that's like thinking about how long we've lasted compared to
the most optimistic of our kind. Definitely, yes.
Compared to the fucking dinosaurs, I can't even conceptualize existing for that amount of time.
Yeah.
And then one comet just goes, whoop, you're gone now.
Yeah.
You're absolutely gone.
Yeah.
There are so many, I believe there's alien life out there, but there are so many different walls a society and a species have to pass through to get to the point.
One of them being the ice wall, obviously.
One of them
have to
being
pass through. Yeah.
One of them being dealing with how do you deal with flat earthers?
Yeah.
You know, and with the way that technology is evolving. Okay, this is going into something completely different topic. with how technology is evolving right now, right?
Okay.
Do you genuinely believe that humans, as a species or as a society, would rather venture out into space, or would they just create a supercomputer and just put their consciousness into a supercomputer? Which one do you think is more likely?
Well, so are you asking if everything is a simulation more likely, or is as a civilization we'd expand and explore the universe more likely?
I think
would like if with the way humanity is going, with the direction that our species is going, do you think it's more likely that we would want to, if there would be more interest in exploring the universe, or creating a kind of like a digital universe in which we can
I think the answer to that, in my opinion, is that the more likely scenario is the supercomputer one, but the more correct answer is the venturing out into space.
That's the thing. The more like correct answer is, let's be explorers. Let's go into space. Let's ensure like
the survival of the
human race. I know the average fucking human. They'd be like, just give me the fucking Matrix, man.
Yeah.
Just,
I mean, we already play like fucking World of Warcraft.
Exactly, right?
Put me in a simulation,
I also think the exploring outer space is right now is not profitable, and until it becomes profitable, or there's countries have reasons to care about trying to take over planets or anything like that, we won't see a giant push for exploring space.
I think there will be a huge profitability to it.
But like right now, most laws, although not every country signed up to it, are space is the property of mankind, and no one country should own like the moon or anything like that. However, I think that stuff like that,
hey, you never know. We might get to the point where like every country has the necessary funds and the technology and the science to just like kind of start going out there, looking for stuff, and then that galactic mortgage game gonna be tight. It's gonna get to the point where it's like, all right, well, Denmark wants to buy EO for some reason, but that's currently owned by America right now. So what are we gonna do there?
It's gonna sound super weird, but the survival of humanity is not a big enough motivation for humans to explore space. The people need to care about things on like a personal level before we have a collective interest into doing something like that.
We're fucked when humanity had more of an interest in NFTs.
Right.
Well, before that shit.
I think the problem is with space exploration is that it is a decades long commitment to even get anything done. We saw the James Hubble
James Webb telescope.
James Webb telescope that was like a huge undertaking, very expensive. But for like countries to get involved, I mean, we can't even look like 4 years ahead. We have to like worry about the next election, right? So like the way the system is currently set up, people only care about what's happening right now.
I think also a lot of people I think they just genuinely believe that it's not going to happen in their lifetime anyway.
They don't care. People don't care about shit that's not going to happen to them.
Yeah, so it's like, if I'm not going to experience it, then why should I care about it?
Yeah.
Which is...
Because that's why I feel like a lot of the generation right now, they just don't care about space exploration. Like a lot of people just don't.
Yeah, we have bigger problems to worry about.
Yeah, they're like, we shouldn't be spending money on trying to send rockets up when
the Earth is cooking alive.
I can't even buy a fucking apartment, or I can't even rent an apartment to live in. So why the fuck is the government sending $2 billion a year to send fucking rocks into space?
Yeah.
It's unfortunate.
There's a lot of short-sightedness there as well, I think. So it's a very nuanced problem. Either way, I need to go take a shit. So.
All right. Okay.
This episode is sponsored by Vessis.
I cannot leave my house without my Vessis. I cannot even function without my Vessis. How am I supposed to do it, guys?
I think I'm actually fused to my Vessis because they're so comfortable and breathable, I can't take them off.
That's right, because Vessi has a brand new sneakers, the Soho. Look at it. Connor in those gloves looks like he's at a museum right now.
We'll get to those gloves in a moment, but let me talk about the Soho real quick. It's 100% waterproof, made with advanced materials, ensuring your feet remain dry in all weather conditions. It also has a gusseted tongue designed for a snug and comfortable fit. It also has Dymatex technology that incorporates the latest in footwear technology, offering breathable while maintaining its waterproof properties.
But you're probably wondering, what are those gloves that Connor is wearing?
Connor, what is that?
Because Vessi's does more than just footwear. They do handwear as well. I don't even know if that's a word or not.
Are you telling me they have waterproof gloves now that are stretchy? body, insulated with warm lining, and 100% waterproof?
You're goddamn right,
Perfect
Gon.
for every occasion. But Gon, what are you wearing right there?
This is the Overcast,
Oh,
which is
wow.
also 100% waterproof, complete protection against all kinds of moisture. It's also stretchy as well. Look at this. Look how comfortable this is.
But Joey, are those the alters right there?
You're goddamn right, Connor. If you want to look fly this winter, then grab a pair of these alters. They're 100% winter essential, tailored for winter with extra grippy soles and a cozy fleece lining, ensuring feet stay warm even in the coldest conditions.
So head over to vessi.com/trash taste right now to go and check out all of these amazing items.
Thank you to Vessi for sponsoring today. Back to the episode.
Connor's taking a shit, so I'm gonna talk to Joey about aliens for a sec. Joey, do you genuinely believe in aliens? Because this, the question, do you believe in aliens? I think is a very loaded question because
for
most
sure.
people would say, yes, I believe there is other life forms out there existing right now. But do you actually believe that, one, they have reached a level of life and consciousness as some of the life you...
See, because there's a difference between believing in aliens and believing in extraterrestrial life, right? Because extraterrestrial life could be a super fucking highly, technologically advanced civilization that is beyond our wildest dreams to something like a single-celled organism.
Yeah.
Right? Whereas when people think of aliens, they think of little humanoid creatures that can communicate like us and have a civilization like us. I do believe that there are aliens. Of course, there are extraterrestrial life out there somewhere far out in the universe that, maybe has just as good, if not better, civilization than ours.
Yeah.
But I think the more likely scenario is the extraterrestrial life, the single-celled organisms, or the small creature equivalent of aliens, if you will. I think those exist. I would even argue to say very close to our proximity. We just haven't found that yet, the whole thing of how Mars originally had evidence that there was water running through it long ago in its history. We haven't explored enough of Mars to know that, but there is strong evidence suggesting that there still might be something there. We just haven't found
Also
that yet.
Europa as well, which is apparently a moon.
Jupiter's moon, right?
Yeah, Jupiter's moon. That is... has very strong evidence that there is a massive ocean
Yeah, liquid
underneath
water.
the ice sheets, which I find very interesting as well.
Yeah, totally.
But do you believe that there is a higher life form of aliens out there?
Yes, I think there could be. I just don't think they've come in contact with humans. I think they've come close to the Earth, maybe.
Yeah.
But that whole idea of fucking UFO crash sites and stuff like that, I don't believe that shit at all. It's how incompetent of an alien species do you have to be to fly galactic level miles only for you to fuck up the landing?
I don't think aliens would care about us.
I don't think they'll care about us. I think to a lot of these aliens, the Earth is a fucking pebble on the road to us.
Yeah.
It's oh yeah, it's there, but I don't care,
Yeah.
kind of thing. We're
Do you
just
wanna-
expanding on the alien.
Do you want to know my favorite theory? My favorite conspiracy kind of theory.
Sure.
So, have you heard of super voids in the universe?
No.
Is it the shit you watch when you fall asleep?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, super as in areas of space where there's nothing there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
there is just huge fucking areas of space. So this goes into the whole structure of the universe itself. And there are the kind of theory around the Big Bang should say that everything, on a theoretical level, everything should be spread out pretty evenly.
Yeah.
But how galaxies are formed and the kind of structure of the universe does not match up to the theories that we've had with the Big Bang. So you have fucking massive, they call them supervoids, which are some of the biggest structures you can find in the universe with just massive portions of
Emptiness.
this universe that are just empty.
Yeah, it says it's a spherical blob 1.8 billion light years across that is distinguished by its unusual emptiness.
Yeah. And
makes sense.
one of the theories behind that is, okay, this is where it gets to conspiracy theory time. is that there is a Type 3 civilization
Oh my
within
fucking
this single
God.
void, and that's why we do not detect anything from
Oh
there.
my lord.
Have they sucked out all of the nutrients out of the stars and they're all just blinking out one by
Yeah,
one?
yeah, exactly.
Well,
we're in
made like
massive.
they made like the Dyson spheres around.
Yeah,
They made
It's
like the
just
Dyson spheres.
Just sucking
And
up.
it's just
air.
like-
Wait, no, wait. They don't vacuum it.
Oh,
they're just vacuuming
oh,
stuff.
Dyson. Okay, my bad.
Dyson spheres when they put like basically they just build like a thing around a sun to absorb all its energy.
Oh, I
Yeah.
see.
Have you guys heard of the Great Attractor as well?
No, what's that?
So it's been
That's what they call
proved.
me in high school.
No, they fucking did. You were at a boys' high school, Joey.
Yeah.
Well, oh god.
It's been proven that we are like there is this portion of the universe that everything is getting sucked towards, and scientists, that's why they call it the Great
Right,
Attractor,
right.
and we don't know what is like causing a lot of like a massive portion of like this universe to get attracted to this one singular point because we can't see it.
Yeah.
Because it's on the opposite side of the Milky Way.
Right.
So we just straight up don't know. We just straight up don't know what the fuck could be causing
I love
this.
that thumbnail. What
Yeah.
is that?
we're so off with everything. So all of these theories are plausible because we just don't have enough proof to disprove any of them, right? So,
Yeah.
but obviously some more reasonable than others. Either way, let's move on to the next one.
Let's move on to the next one.
Joey, what are you presenting to us next?
All right, I've got a banger here.
Okay, what is a theory that you believe in?
A theory as a music lover, as the only musician on Trash Taste, right? This
Okay.
is a music theory, right?
Okay.
And I believe it to be quite accurate. Have you heard of, they're kind of like a small indie band. Do you know this band called the Beatles?
Okay, I'm aware of
Okay.
them. What?
Don't know if you heard of them. They're kind of small.
Okay, all right.
But there's a theory that poses that the famous British band The Beatles never actually existed.
This is the first time I'm hearing of
What
this
the
conspiracy.
fuck? I've
and
never heard of
and
this.
that Paul McCartney, John Lennon, George Harrison, and Ringo Starr were all just actors
Okay.
Okay.
that were also interchangeable.
Why would
as
they
they
act-
got older?
What was the purpose of acting a band instead of being a band?
It was this big social experiment by the government, clearly.
By the British government.
By the British government. The British government.
Social, what were they fucking YouTube pranksters way back when?
Well, they saw how much the American government was like trolling their audience. So the
What
British
do
were
you
just
mean?
like,
That order, even the civilization?
yeah. They were like, oh, we got them good with the moon landing, and the British were like, fuck, we want to do that. Like, what's big right now? Oh yeah, the Beatles are like a big band right now. Let's fuck them up. So
Okay.
there are a number of theories,
Okay.
or I guess points to prove the theory. Okay, so
Let's
first of
see
all,
this.
there are physical appearance changes. Okay, so they scrutinized photographs of the Beatles over the years, claiming that there are inconsistencies in their appearance that can't
me.
be explained by aging or changes in style alone.
What do you mean can't be explained by aging?
Where's
What do you fucking mean?
What is this image I'm looking at right now?
Okay, so say for example, right, George Harrison on the left there, where's his other ear?
What do you mean?
Also, that guy on the right there is not Ringo Starr.
They're all paid actors? Okay.
well,
paid
you
actors.
know your appearance. This is going to be a shock to some people. Your appearance can change over time. I don't know if you know this.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
the way that they got older was a little bit strange, not quite normal.
Type in on Google. I want to show them. Type in Robert De Niro ears change. look how fucking much this dude's ears have changed over the years. So ears are not a great. Look at it. The first one. Yeah. Look how much his ears have changed.
Holy fuck,
Like,
that's huge.
Age is an unforgiving bitch.
God damn.
So your
Now,
ears.
Robert De Niro isn't real.
Okay, well. So your
Prosthetic ear right there. Look at that. That's
Ears-
in fact,
ears
young
can-
Robert De Niro actually played Paul McCartney. at
okay,
one
all
point.
right. So the point is, ears can change. So saying that your ears change over time, is proof is not even remotely helpful to this argument.
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
so
there are
carry on.
also a bunch of hidden messages as well, right? So have you heard of
okay.
have you heard of the famous Paul is dead message?
No. What is this?
Okay, look up the Paul is dead message. I actually do.
What is the
know
Paul
about
is
this one.
dead message?
you know about this one?
Yeah, I do know about this one. So the Paul is it's kind of like another basically. Yeah, look up the first one there. The Paul is dead. Yeah, so it's the theory that Paul McCartney died years and years and years ago, like
Okay.
before John Lennon died. And because the way that he looks now, and especially after the Beatles ended,
Yeah.
is so different to how he looked while the Beatles
I see on this
were around.
Wikipedia article they have a picture of him 1 year on the left and a year later on the
Yeah.
right. And he looks a bit different.
Look at that. That's not a year of growth.
Because
What is that mustache?
I had this exact same thing. When I changed from a 720p camera to a 4K camera, I looked significantly shitter because you could see how bad I looked, and I think that's what, because like this is like a fucking. Oh, we got an old camera here where we found in our basement. We're going to take a picture of Paul McCartney. And then they take a picture, and then later some guy's like, yeah, we have the new Sony camera. Here's the pic. By the way, Paul, sorry, your skin.
Yeah,
looks
so
like
the
shit."
Paul is dead theory says that Paul McCartney died.
Aided by British MI5. That's
Yeah.
we had nothing better going on in the 60s.
It's the theory is that he died in 1966, which was 4 years before John Lennon died. 7 years before John Lennon died, because he died in 73, I believe, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
And that he was replaced by an actor.
Why didn't they replace John Lennon as well then?
Because the band was probably just like, fuck, we can't find a John Lennon.
Yeah, I feel like
no one is as good as John Lennon.
I feel like the solution to one of your bandmates passing is not to replicate him.
They were like, well, it worked with Paul, and then when John died, they were like, oh fuck,
Right.
we didn't have a replacement ready.
Wait, Paul McCartney.
1980, sorry. He
Paul
died in
McCartney's
1980.
alive, right?
Yes, he's
Yeah.
alive.
Or is it?
So,
Vsauce music.
currently, only John Lennon and George Harrison are dead. Paul McCartney and I think Ringo is still alive, right? Or he could have been replaced as well. We don't know.
Well, Ringo, there probably wouldn't have been much demand to replace him. I imagine.
No. My
Poor
favorite,
Ringo. Poor Ringo.
my favorite interview clip from the Beatles is there was this interviewer who was like, John, do you think that Ringo Starr is the best drummer in the world? And John responds, he's not even the best drummer in the band. Which is true.
So MI5 would have a vested interest in helping aid the Beatles to replace Paul McCartney.
So there are also claims that are made that the personalities of the Beatles members, as observed in interviews and public appearances, show inconsistencies over time too.
You could say that about fucking Trash Taste.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Oh, we replaced fucking Joey because he watched Arcane.
He's a different man now.
It's just not Joey, is it?
Like Connor admitted he likes beeps and boops.
Yeah,
not the same Connor.
That's like how in the fucking podcast people are like, "Oh, Connor admitted a year later he liked something."
Trash
now."
Taste
Yeah,
hasn't
yeah.
been the same since Garn admitted his liking to bread, you know?
Yeah, like
Yeah,
this is like, oh, you mean like normal change that happens
Yeah.
over time? Like, yeah, of course that fucking personality changes. Yeah, you're not a monolith of a personality from age 10 to
Well,
fucking 80.
as a bunch of musicians that the Beatles were, there was also skill variation as well. So the theory suggests that there are noticeable variations in the musical and songwriting skills of the band members at different points in their career, allegedly indicating different people with varying levels of talent.
I can explain this one.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Drugs.
No, actually. There was
Is that your actual explanation?
Okay.
I mean, listen, they're musicians, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure they were probably doing some stints where they were probably fucking
in
no
the case
sleep,
with the Beatles,
having some party nights,
Yeah,
going hard.
In the case with the Beatles, it is very obvious the era that they discovered drugs, because there is a very big switch from like just simple like standard rock tunes to like, you know, fucking Yellow Submarine, I Am the
They got
Walrus,
super successful.
Magic,
you know, they became like the hottest shit ever. They're probably
Yeah.
partying a bunch, getting super fucking like going out a bunch, probably caring less about songwriting a little bit.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
they were focused on living the life that they had acquired for
I
themselves.
mean, at that point as well,
Also,
John and
some
Yoko were
people-
together, and they were getting a little weird.
Some people can just fall off.
Yeah, some fall
You
off,
know?
and maybe they get back into it, maybe they don't. You
Yeah.
know, John had that whole
Beatles fell off.
This is that thing is just sounds like the biggest copium
Yeah, that's
I
huge
can ever
cope.
imagine in my life. Your
Yeah.
favorite band starts sucking, you're like, guys,
They're
the original,
not real.
the original band is dead. They are not real.
Why is it not plausible you could just get worse for a period of time at something?
Oh yeah, I mean,
It's like,
Yeah.
you know,
You know.
have you ever done exercise and then like one day you go to the gym and you're like, fuck, I'm just terrible at exercise today. No, I've been doing this for ages. Like,
Okay.
you're just going to have days where you're off.
Yeah.
All right, what
Okay,
other evidence do you have?
without a lick of irony, and being a massive Beatles fan, this theory is incredibly stupid. I agree with everything. It's just like, yeah, the way that you grow and change as a musician is very different for different people. And just some people, you know, I hate the fact that there are so many people out there out there who are like, yeah, the Beatles were like the peak of music creativity. Like they were the fucking masters of their craft. I'm like, yeah, they were good musicians, but they didn't like fucking, change reinvent the wheel.
Part of me wants to believe that specifically this theory is just a meme.
I would like to hope it's a meme.
I think it's generally
I really want to
meme.
hope it's a meme.
Yeah, but
there's the Magical Mystery Tour. That was the album where they clearly started doing drugs. I mean, look at that cover.
Yeah, part of me wants to believe, I'm reading through all of these points, part of me wants to believe that this is just a meme, and because of the modern conspiracy theory kind of like
Oh yeah, the other theory of
landscape.
the Paul is dead theory is that on the Abbey Road cover, Paul is the only one not wearing shoes. He's a ghost.
Why would a ghost be concerned about footwear?
Exactly.
It's the moon landing.
That's why he's not wearing shoes, because he's actually already dead.
It's the symbolism in there.
It's
Another
the
one says,
symbolism.
Yeah.
Paul is holding his cigarette in his right hand, even though he's left-handed. And what?
Yeah, and he's not wearing shoes. Explain that.
What do you mean? Explain that.
He's dead.
Oh, okay.
Or he's been replaced by someone who clearly didn't realize that Paul McCartney wears shoes everywhere and holds a cigarette in his left hand.
I wear shoes everywhere. If I took my fucking shoes off for one fucking occasion, wouldn't mean I'm a fucking ghost.
I don't know. Say that to Australians, bro. We walk around with shoes all the time.
I don't know. I feel like this one, I can see how this conspiracy theory started.
Do you think this was started by Beatles fans or Beatles haters?
I think this is
Because
probably
both
just
are plausible.
Both are plausible. I don't even think the Beatles is something that is a unique topic.
it's probably just a what if that got out of hand, I feel.
Yeah. I feel like it's just a what if that just got out of hands just because the Beatles got so popular. And it's not. I mean, this is one step away from Ninja dying from Ligma. Like
Ninja died of Ligma. He's been replaced.
I
He's
feel
been
like it
replaced,
was
yeah.
like a joke that one person took seriously, and then it just kind of got widespread. If I had to pinpoint,
It's all fun and games until the obituary comes out.
exactly. I'm not sure when this theory started, but guaranteed, if this theory started in the age of the internet, I have a feeling it would just have been like one massive meme. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of this article here as well, that makes a good point of like this. I feel like this also came out around the time where like rock music in general was, had all these conspiracies of like, oh, they're brainwashing the youth with satanic messages and it's the devil's music and all that kind of stuff, right? So this theory might have stemmed from there, or it could have just stemmed from a hardcore Beatles hater or a hardcore Beatles fan just being like, all right, but what if? This is the only way we can explain the Beatles falling off.
Yeah. I mean, I see all of this proof, and this doesn't even seem like that deep of a psychoanalysis as you get of some YouTube drama. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You see YouTubers Twitch streamers have drama, and you see people psychoanalyzing and microanalyzing everything.
That
And I'm
is
like,
true.
this doesn't even seem that out of the realm of possibility as some of the stuff we see today.
It also says the belief that the music industry or other powerful entities, the government, orchestrated this deception for financial gain or other unknown purposes.
Well, you've convinced me, Joey. As soon as you said the government, all right.
Wake up, sheeple! It's the British government this time.
Go down the Brits.
I don't know. I see
1 out of 10.
out of everything,
Zero out of 10.
this is the most lukewarm theory.
Yeah.
I don't even think it's that interesting of a theory.
I'm giving this a
boring,
0. This one's just dumb.
Yeah.
Just if you don't like the Beatles, it's fine. You can just say you don't like the Beatles.
All right, fair
Yeah.
enough. Gaunt, what are you presenting to us next? What theory do you believe?
All right, well, gentlemen, we're not even talking about conspiracy theories anymore.
Oh.
We are just talking about scientific facts.
Okay.
Because please, gentlemen, explain to me the Mandela effects, which is the phenomenon.
Yeah.
The phenomenon
Okay.
of the theory
Okay.
that's named after Nelson Mandela. The theory suggests that collective false
Wait, why
memories.
is it named after Nelson Mandela?
Because it started off with the theory that Nelson Mandela died in prison
Yeah,
Oh,
when he actually didn't.
yeah, and it's a collective.
Right? Or something like that, right?
Yeah, the core of it is that it is a collective false memory that society has about certain things, you know?
Yeah, like how everybody remembers something looking a specific way when in
Yeah.
actuality everyone's remembering it all the same, but it's all wrong.
Is it like how like everyone thinks that like in Invincible he says think Mark think, but
Yeah.
he just says think?
Or like
Or in
Star
Star
Wars,
Wars.
how he
Yeah.
says,
It's
how
Luke,
everyone thinks it's Luke, I am your father, but he
father.
just says, no, I am your father.
Yeah. And this is objective proof that alternate universes exist.
Okay.
This is objective proof that multiple parallel universes exist.
So
and
what
we
you're
are-
saying is there is a parallel universe out there where Nelson Mandela actually died in prison.
Yes, and our collective consciousness
We're remembering the split?
sometimes splits off, and sometimes you have false memories of a universe that did not exist.
This is some Steins Gate shit right
It
here.
is. It is.
So
Okay?
we all have memories of this other universe, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Or the other universe is seeping into our collective consciousness.
Could you give me some examples of stuff that might convince me? I'd love to hear more about
Okay,
this theory.
so there we've talked about the line. We've talked about Nelson Mandela. The Monopoly Man as well is something that I remember.
Oh yeah, the Monopoly Man having a mustache.
Is a monocle.
Oh, a monocle, sorry.
Yeah.
He has a mustache.
He doesn't.
He has a mustache, right? Pull up the Monopoly Man. Pull him up. What's the Monopoly Man look like?
No. I'm pretty sure the Monopoly Man doesn't have Monopoly.
Okay, let's.
Pull up the Monopoly Man. I just want to see. Yeah, he's got a fucking mustache.
Oh,
Yeah,
he doesn't
yeah.
have a monocle.
It's a
that's it.
monocle. It's a monocle.
Wait. Doesn't he in some of the cards, or am I crazy?
No,
No,
he's never had a monocle.
He's never had a monocle.
Oh, but
Yeah.
I can explain this one. I think because then, yeah, obviously Monopoly is such a well-known thing in Western culture.
Sure.
I think a lot of parodies or kind of reimaginings of the Monopoly Man, whenever it's used in media, will have him with the monocle because it just seems natural. So then I think then we apply the monocle to our memory of the caricature of the Monopoly Man.
Right.
So I think that's why we envision him having.
Well, I think that's how a lot of
monocle.
the Nelson Mandela effect stuff happens. Is that like we take other
Like pop
facts
culture
or like
referential
significant
stuff.
stereotypes of certain things we think about, and we just relate it to being like, oh, because this is this, it must also apply to this.
Yeah,
other
because
thing.
if you were to dress up in a Monopoly Man outfit parody-esque, you would naturally add a monocle because it would tie the outfit together to parody it, right?
Right,
So
right.
Yeah.
I think that's why this one is kind of caught on.
Are there other examples of Mandela effects?
I'm looking at them right now.
there?
Yeah. Let's see.
What else? What else do we
Oh,
have?
the Berenstain Bears.
This is a very popular one in America. We don't have this in the
Yeah. I don't
know what
UK
that is.
or Australia.
Okay.
Americans have these
Oh,
bears.
Curious George.
What about it?
He doesn't have a tail.
I know that.
Who's Curious George?
What the fuck do you mean? What the
fucking
fuck do you
monkey.
mean? Who cares?
Oh, the monkey.
Everybody remembers
fuck do you
Curious
mean?
George having a tail, but he doesn't have a tail.
Okay, I didn't grow up with Curious George,
Yeah.
so I don't remember him having a tail. So I know he never had a tail.
Okay. Let's see. What else is there? Oh, a lot of these are American.
Yeah, mostly like because they have the in America they have the in the car mirror.
Yeah.
They have the objects appear
Fruit Loops.
closer than they objects in mirror are closer than they appear.
Yeah.
But that's not what it says. It says something else, but everyone remembers it as that.
Yeah, or like Fruit Loops.
What about Fruit Loops?
Like everybody remembers fruit being spelled like Fruit and then
Yeah.
loops Loops, right?
It's FROOT.
Yeah, it's Froot.
Well, I'm not American, so I know that one. But I know that.
Monopoly
it's
Man and
spelled.
his monocle. Pikachu's
Yeah.
tail?
Pikachu has a tail.
No. Though many of us clearly remember black detailing on the Pokemon character's
It's
tail,
brown.
but in reality, it's just yellow.
No, he has a brown on it at one point.
No.
Fuck
Oh,
off.
on
No,
the
you don't.
base. On the base,
Yeah, yeah.
It's fucking
But
brown on his tail.
everybody remembers like a black thing on the end of the tail.
No, it's on the base.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a brown thing
bro.
on the base.
You're just fucking dumb if you like mess around with that. Yeah.
Well, some people remember it.
No, that's not. No.
Kit Kat having a hyphen.
No, it's never had a hyphen.
What's
some
never had a
people-
hyphen?
Kit
Kit
Kat.
Kat.
It's always been one word or just one word.
On the packaging, people remember Kit Kat having a hyphen. It's Kit hyphen Kat.
I think I might have been one of those people that thought that.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's never had a hyphen.
Oh shit. Okay. Yeah, I think Nelson Mandela, the Mandela effect to me is just a very interesting case study of like kind of like mass psychology, you know?
Yeah.
How
yeah.
we perceive events and how we perceive information. We can, there are some certain things in, let's say, history that people just perceive the same way. I mean, for like, if someone like Pete can think Harambe died of natural causes, and just perceive that as an event.
The greatest conspiracy theory, I would like to say.
The greatest conspiracy theory, I do not doubt that we as a group, kind of like collective, can perceive certain events in certain ways or have certain memories that a lot of the times.
Yeah, a lot of fuck-ups can be explained by the fact that we are terrible at remembering.
Yeah.
We are just bad at it.
Here's an interesting one.
Sure.
Jaws, right? When the scene, we've all seen Jaws, right?
No.
Okay, but we all know the scene where he's throwing the chum into the thing, and then the thing appears, and he says that line. What does he say?
We're going to need a bigger boat.
He doesn't say that. He says, you're going to need a bigger boat.
Oh. I believe that.
That's another one. Everybody thinks we're going to need a bigger boat.
How is that like a smoking gun? You know what I mean? It's like,
Mandela
one
effect.
word.
Gonna need a bigger boat.
I think.
Snow White, she never says mirror, mirror on the wall.
Oh, I don't know that.
What does she say?
She says magic mirror on the wall.
Okay, well, it's shit in it. It's not good, is it?
Yep.
We made the quote better.
Yeah.
Also,
We fixed Snow White.
There's examples of this where, like, with lost media, for example, like there are some real cases where lost media is lost media. There are some people collectively online are like, hey, did you guys ever hear about this game or this movie I watched as a kid where this thing happened? And everyone's like, oh yeah, I think I did watch that. Is it where this happened too? And they're like, I think that happened, yeah. And then everyone starts piecing this in. Yeah. And they're just making up something that didn't exist.
Yeah.
Because, our memories are very fractured and we don't remember things as they I'm sure you have so many memories of kids of very brief moments of something that you can't piece together, but you're like, I remembered this detail.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And I think that kind of stuff can
But I think what's the interesting thing about the Mandela effect is that it's not just one person who thinks this. It's many people thinking
That's why it's
the
cool.
exact same detail. That is just incorrect.
To play devil's advocate, though, parallel universes. Parallel
I forgot this was the
that's the main core concept of this argument.
Okay, sure.
Do you believe that
Parallel universes exist?
Yes.
No.
Wow, I've seen Steins Gate, so yes.
No.
You don't believe they exist?
No.
Why not?
Just don't. Just don't think they do. Seems like
I don't know.
Seems like a lot of effort.
I've never thought about it enough to know whether I believe in it or not.
There's actually like a theory that could have parallel universes as like a as an explanation. So there's a theory that's gone around, which is
are you building a theory on top of a theory now?
Yeah.
It's just a theory.
So this is what scientists have observed when it comes to like quantum mechanics, which is you can never fully predict how you can never like fully predict what's going to happen with quantum theory until like a waveform collapses, right?
Yeah.
Because you think about the was it the fucking cat thing?
Schrodinger's cat
thing, which is I'm not gonna comment on the exact theory.
It's the uncertainty principle.
The uncertainty principle. Yeah. I'm not gonna comment on the exact mechanics of it.
Okay.
But what I do know is that scientists cannot explain why quantum mechanics acts the way it does.
Isn't it the theory that it's like if something has two outcomes that it could be, one of them is the one that we see, and then the other one is the one that's in the reality in the parallel universe.
Yeah, the theory is that when scientists observes on a quantum level and it collapses into one of like two possibilities, that's when the universe
creates another parallel universe.
That's when the universe branches off.
That'd be fucking cool, wouldn't it? Because then there's a universe where I can do cool shit. But it's not true.
Unfortunately, I'm very uncool.
One sentence that I hate hearing, and like it's fine now, but in like day-to-day conversation, if people tell me this, like they're like, scientists can't explain. I'm like, hold on now. That's such a blanket statement to throw out there. Like all scientists have gone, well, guys, none of us can explain it. I guess we should just quit. Like it's done.
Also,
it's like admitting that like it's like an easy way to just say this thing is beyond your understanding. It's like, well, okay. I feel like there's a lot more nuance to every situation here.
Also, I think like that whole phrasing of scientists can't explain.
I hate it.
Scientists are not supposed to explain. They're supposed to make it easier to explain, but they're not the ones who are supposed to be like, so this is exactly how it is because we saw it and we measure it and everything like that. No, like they're just building theories on top
Well,
of theories on top of theories until
know.
we eventually get to something that everyone can agree is the
It's
truth.
iterative. It takes time. You
Yeah.
know? I think maybe
We
because they
adjust
can't
our
explain something
views
doesn't
based on what's
necessarily-
observed,
doesn't
right?
necessarily mean
Yeah.
that it's that it's never going to be explained.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I do believe in parallel universes.
Unironically,
Unironically, yeah.
that's cool.
I think I unironically believe in it as well.
I don't.
I
It's-
think just it's a convenient. Yes, it is a convenient way to explain a lot of inexplicable things that are happening right now that we're observing.
Yeah.
But it's also just a cool idea. You know?
Well,
it's a sick idea. I just don't
Sick
buy it.
idea.
it's
I don't buy it.
it's a cool idea, but also I believe like, you know, because I've been getting deep into like the whole kind of like physics side of things of like higher dimensions. And it just seems to me like all of our science kind of breaks down when we get to like the quantum level.
Yeah.
There is so much that just does not make sense logically in our brains
Yeah.
when you go down to like that level. And it's, you know, conceptually parallel universes where everything happens all at once, whatever, you know, that's cool from a story perspective, but like even like more simple stuff, like why does time move the direction it does? You know, why does time move forwards? You know, you think that it makes sense on a conceptual level when we think about this universe, but if you go to like the quantum level, I believe there's no actual proof of why time needs to move in the direction it does. You know, same thing with kind of like entropy, which is the kind of like idea that
Saying big words now, gone.
yeah,
And
The-
the entropy
the idea-
is the chaos, right?
the idea that
Chaos
everything,
theory.
yeah, kind of like everything moves to like energy, move from disorder to order, or it might be the other way around.
I think God and I have been watching the same videos recently because this is all the shit I've been watching as
Probably.
well.
This is too much.
Yeah. And I believe out of everything, I think parallel universes is one of the more kind of like...
Yeah, I don't see it as like this fringe idea. I just think
Yeah.
that right now we don't have the tools to accurately be like, we're pretty confident this is going to be a thing.
Oh
So
yeah.
I'm, you know,
It's just the most easiest to understand and wrap your head around explanation for something we have no explanation for so far.
yeah.
Also the coolest way to explain it. But
It's the coolest way to explain it.
Yeah.
But also there are just so many rules of the universe where it just doesn't make sense, you know? I think one of the biggest things that I can think of in terms of like an interesting idea is that, you know, in the universe, there are certain, let's say, constants, like the speed of light or something, or
Yeah.
like forces that are like the strong force, the weak force, like constants that we cannot change and we can only get by observing through the universe. It's been proven that if these constants are changed or tweaked just a little bit, then the universe just doesn't exist
yeah.
in the way that it does. Stars don't form, molecules don't, like atoms don't like bond together.
Okay.
It's interesting that we live in a place where so many different coincidences came to be for us to be where we are today.
I mean, what can I say? The Lord cooked up a banger. You know?
yeah. And to
He
think,
just knew.
and to me, to think that we just won the lotteries of lotteries of lotteries, and
Someone
just-
has to.
yeah, someone has to. Or if we just like, to me, like what makes more logical sense is that we are just one lucky universe out of fucking so many,
Yeah.
where all of these little coincidences like got put into place. That to me seems more likely than, you know, than the other option of just we're just the only ones.
Yeah.
You know? That's
Sometimes the loneliest thoughts are the truest. You know? I mean,
that's
it's,
just my theory though. That's a Gaunt theory.
Well, we started on the Mandela effect and quickly got on something else.
Yeah, we really broadened the scope.
Yeah.
The Mandela effect theory, as it goes, it's all right. It's all right.
I find the Mandela effect
It's a
fascinating.
cool
It's very fascinating.
Concept.
Why it happens. And we've seen it. We've observed this happening in real life.
But the conspiracy theory that goes along with it, I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, that I'm not too sure of.
The Mandela effect to me comes in the same kind of sphere as deja vu,
Yeah,
which is like, how do you explain deja vu? We've had this kind of conversation
it's
before.
just a glitch in the
but
matrix,
like,
isn't it?
it's just like, it just, to
Your
me,
your brain programming fucking up.
Yeah.
yeah.
I think it's like your brain thinking that you've done something and you just haven't.
Can I say my conspiracy theory?
Okay, go on.
I believe that maybe we've experienced it like this moment, like in a dream,
Okay.
and like it's been like ingrained to our subconscious.
Right.
And then you just have this moment where something just, you think you've experienced it before. And I think, to me, maybe I've dreamed it before, or some kind of similar situation.
Well,
And
there's also that theory of, you know, when they say like right before you die, your life flashes before your eyes. It's
Yeah.
the theory that like the life we're living right now is that flashback.
Wait, what do you mean?
Bro, don't fucking do that to me.
have you heard
Don't
that?
fucking do that to me.
The
Wait,
life,
sorry, what do you
the
mean?
life, what
Oh,
we
yeah,
are
okay.
experiencing right now is the flashback of the life we've already lived, and that explains the deja vu because what we're experiencing right now is the flashback of our life.
Okay, but if that was possible,
That'll fuck you up for days.
If that was the case, because we've managed to actually, remember we spoke about it on the podcast.
Yeah.
The scientists managed to replicate this phenomenon in a person.
Yeah.
So we know this is a real thing. But if that was true, how are we able to then replicate it within? Are you saying there's multiple layers of flashbacks within flashbacks we can do?
You sure?
Oh, fucking hell.
Who knows? This is where the parallel universe theory might come in as well.
All right. Enough of this shit. Let's get into real shit.
All right, what do you got?
All right.
Real believable. Finally, something we can all agree on.
Sure.
All right.
Ash Ketchum from Pokemon is in a coma. And I believe that
Wait,
wholeheartedly.
we've stooped down to like creepypasta levels.
No, no, what do you mean? He's in a theory. Like, I don't think the creator even knows this himself. But
Okay.
like, Ash Ketchum is in a coma.
Okay.
This is my theory. All right.
Sure. I mean, this would be very easy to debunk. All we have to
What
do
do
is
you mean?
ask Satoshi Tajiri.
You can't ask him.
Why? He doesn't
you can't.
exist.
I saw him at dinner one time and I asked him and he was like, fun fact, I
He's
did
part
actually,
of the conspiracy theory.
I did actually see him and he was like, yeah, Connor, he's in a coma, buddy.
His English
So-
is very good.
I asked him Japanese actually.
Oh, okay. So what's this theory? Ash Ketchum in a car? Because I have heard of
Number
this
one.
before, but I don't know the details.
Number one, Ash, why is he forever young? Why can he not age?
Because he's not real.
What do you mean?
He's
what,
not.
what are you saying?
He's a
right now,
fictional
Joey?
character?
What do you mean? That's
is
preposterous.
Detective Conan the same thing as well?
Well, he's racist.
Well,
Doesn't count.
he actually. I don't remember that episode.
It was a different episode. Let's.
You remember the Conan being racist episode?
That's a Mandela effect. Man. Sorry, guys.
I'm remembering that one right.
Yeah, he hates foreigners.
Oh,
Actually,
shit.
Yeah.
So obviously, Ash Ketchum never ages. Which,
Sure.
What the fuck's going on
No,
there?
that's a bit sus.
The Pokemon world is seen as an idealized version of reality where children can travel the world safely and live out adventures.
Sure.
Which could be a manifestation of a child's dream. Think about it, right? If this was the real world, I don't think we'd be letting fucking 12-year-olds run around with fucking dangerous animals that shoot laser beams.
That is true.
So I think this is Ash Ketchum's
so Ash is
idealized
making
world.
it up in the
Yeah, because like the world of Pokemon from any responsible adult shouldn't exist.
See, I have a piece of evidence that also proves that. Because in episodes of Pokemon, if you notice, look at the details, right? Of course, there are wild Pokemon out and about, but they're also just like regular ass birds.
Yeah, right.
That are
Which is
not
weird.
Pokemon. So it's like, are Pokemon animals?
Are they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
There are some scenes where it's just like a regular like fish or like a regular like just bird that is not a Pokemon.
yeah, right. And so this is Ash's subconscious blending his reality understanding of life before he got in the coma.
Look at that. Look at that.
Just normal
That's
fish.
regular fish. None of
Right?
those are Pokemon.
And what that is Ash Ketchum's previous life. His memories are seeping into this.
So he's adding Pokemon onto the real world.
So
right?
yeah, so it's he is building the world from his knowledge, right? Because the world is pretty normal.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
no. It's a pretty normal world. There's normal animals. Just so happens that there's then Pokemon on top, which are like a different class. And because you could say, yeah, it's a children's show, but Ash's view of this world and the world that way it's presented to us is too childlike, right? Why is there no black market for selling Pokemon? Why is there no?
Well, that's what Team Rocket does, right?
Yeah, but they're like, why do they never get it done? You know what I mean? If it was the real world, they'd be pretty fucking successful.
Yeah,
They'd be pretty good.
They wouldn't be
You know what
stopped
I
by a
think?
10-year-old, that's for sure.
Why did James have massive boobs in that one episode? That's
Well, some countries didn't see that episode.
exactly, which is part of his coma. So another piece of
You know what I've always wondered? Like, why don't they eat Pokemon?
well, that's why, because he can't conceptualize that. That's
Yeah.
like to him.
Well,
that's
they
like,
have actually hinted that in some episodes of Pokemon. There's a scene. I remember there's an episode where like James and Jesse are out in the ocean and they have to eat a Magikarp. Yeah, and they imagine eating a Magikarp. This is exactly the scene I remember.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
That's fucked up.
This suggests that perhaps they do eat certain Pokemon.
Yeah, and in the first episode, Ash is struck by lightning, which
Yeah.
also could put him in a coma very well. So
Oh, he gets electrocuted by Pikachu. Right?
he does, yeah. They are the same characters and themes often occur in the series, which could be seen as a manifestation of a comatose mind's limited creativity. The increasingly fantastical elements and powerful characters introduced as the series progresses are interpreted as a comatose mind's attempt to keep the dream interesting and engaging.
Right, right.
And the fact that Ash never fucking achieves his goal, ever. What's up with
Well,
that?
he does in
Well,
the
he
final
does.
season.
He does. He does.
Well,
he has.
that's different.
Out of
That's
the
different.
Slam dunk,
Out of the
baby.
number of times he
Ash
failed at the
woke
Elite
up.
Four, he finally woke up and won the Elite Four.
But that's it. That's the end of the coma, right? He gets out of it at that
Oh,
point. So
I
he
see.
was in a coma until he did it.
Is that why they
or
booted
he
Ash
dies.
off the Pokemon series?
Or he
Because he
dies.
woke up from his coma?
Yeah, because he woke up from his coma and they were like, well, shit, Ash,
His
sorry.
25, 30-year coma.
I think at the end of the day, he's a fucking idiot.
Yep.
He's in a fucking coma. Read and wait.
Facts.
Like they're eating a fucking lobster right there.
Honestly, I really like this theory.
Yeah.
This
There's
theory,
a ton of really
this
cool
theory
Pokemon
makes
theories.
more logical sense than some of the stuff that happens in Pokemon.
Well, there's also my other favorite Pokemon theory is the theory that Pokemon used to be people.
What?
Yeah, there's a theory. Look it up. The Pokemon used to be theory people. It used to be people theory. Excuse me. I think it's in like Black and White or one of the games. Like there's this area where you can read a bunch of like history books, and there's some weird ass fucking dialogue that suggests that Pokemon used to be humans. And it's never explained why
Kadabra's
they added
entry
this.
in I can't read that. Fire Red states that a boy with extrasensory powers one day woke up as a Kadabra. Gengar's
Gengar's
entry
entry
states that the Gengar was once human,
human.
takes the lives of other humans to keep it company.
So there were just like little hints like the Pokedex entries and like certain in-game dialogue where you're just like, wait, were Pokemon humans at one point? And
Okay.
then they became Pokemon?
Here's the thing. How would you define a Pokemon? What is
Well, Pokemon is short for pocket monster, so it's basically any monster that fits on your pocket.
are human Pokemon?
what do you? What,
Oh,
you
shit.
Can't,
Are
you
human?
can't fucking tame and like ball humans in this world.
So
I mean,
what is?
no one's tried.
I'm just saying.
I'm just saying we've done it in the real world.
Look, I'm just saying the history of like humanity. That we've done
Are
some.
you saying slavery? Is that what you're saying?
Yes. God, I'm saying something.
Kinda.
What's to stop someone trying to catch a human with a Pokeball? You know,
Presumably it just won't work.
Well, no one's tried, eh?
Oh my god.
I'm just saying. What is there a difference between Pokemon and everything else in the Pokemon world? How do we distinguish that? What is the definition? You know,
True.
maybe humans were the real Pokemon all along.
Another thing, like, why is it like no adults? There's like barely any adults in the Pokemon universe, and then when they are there, they all just don't fucking do anything. Like, what's the 9 to 5? Also, there's no shot that that Brock's Pokemon are real. Like, why does he have the shittest gym loadout? Like, that just doesn't make sense. But only a comatose mind could.
Only a
think of that
comatose
Pokemon.
mind would be like, Geodude is my pick.
You would have to be comatose. You would have to be comatose to make up some of these gym leader lineups.
Even a 6-year-old will be like, nah, Geodude's whack, bro.
Yeah, bro.
I'm
He
not
rocks
picking
up with the
Geodude.
Geodude and he's like, well, hold on, guys. I got an Onyx. And it's like, another rock?
Yeah.
What? It's like, you have to be comatose to bring some of these Pokemon here.
Well, the whole idea of Pokemon started off with Satoshi Tajiri growing up catching insects as a child. And then he envisioned like these insects in his childlike mind to be like more of these like monsters and like these
Which
like
is what
really
Ash
cool
is
things.
doing in this coma.
Yeah, which is
Yeah.
And
yeah.
Brock is his
And
his
that's
repressed
why-
sexual energy being expressed
And
through a
that's why
character.
Ash, in the Japanese version, his name is Satoshi. Because it's named after Satoshi Tajiri, the creator.
Maybe that's why.
So Satoshi Tajiri might be in a coma.
True.
Maybe that's why all Nurse Joys are the same.
Yeah, that's
you
why
know?
they're the same.
Oh yeah,
And Officer Jenny's,
and the Officer
you know?
Jenny's are
They're
all the
just a
same.
They
progression.
can't envision, anything else.
Shit.
Yeah, his consciousness can only go so far in terms of rendering original characters.
Exactly. There's like a render distance, like in Minecraft.
I've reached my character creation limit. I'm on the free trial right now. I can't make any more.
You know, the jelly donuts, that was a glitch in Ash's comatose mind.
Shit, you're
Why
right.
was that? Why
Wait, hold on, go back. I just
was
saw
that-
Brock making
What
out
the-
with
Yeah.
Nurse Joy. What the fuck is that? Oh wait, that's not real.
Why have you got a deviant art pic of Brock making out with Nurse Joy?
Brock with all
What
Nurse
the fuck
Joys.
is this?
Oh my god, we got a fucking thumbnail.
That is never happening. What
We're
is-
not using that as the thumbnail. We're not.
When it comes to like video game theories, especially Pokemon theories, I love this theory because it is very, it could definitely happen, and the fact that no one in Nintendo or Satoshi Tajiri himself coming out being like, no, that's cap.
Well, my favorite kind of conspiracy theories are the ones with TV shows or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just fun to be like, yeah, this
Like the
dumbass
Ed,
idea.
Ed and Eddie living in purgatory theory.
Yeah, that one's
Yeah.
sick.
That one's
That's
sick.
sick.
I actually subscribe to this idea.
Yeah.
Checks out.
It makes the show more fun when you think of it like this.
Yeah, because-
and also it brings logical answers to some of the inconsistencies you might find with the happy-go-lucky childhood world of Pokemon.
Also, I love these kinds of conspiracy theories because even if they are true, even if they are false, it literally doesn't make a world of difference.
Yeah.
Like in the real world. Like no, there aren't going to be like a group of people being like, how fucking dare you say this theory? It is factually incorrect. You're feeding lies to the children. Like no one fucking cares.
Yeah.
You know, it's cool. It's a cool theory. Let's keep conspiracy theories to this level.
That's my theory about it.
That is definitely the most believable theory.
9 out of 10.
I'll give that
thank
like
you.
an 8 or a 9.
I
Yeah,
appreciate
for
it.
sure.
Yeah.
Thank you.
What's the most what Pokemon would you eat? What's the most delicious Pokemon?
Ooh, the most delicious Pokemon.
What's the cow Pokemon? Just that
Miltank?
one. Yeah,
Miltank?
Miltank.
Oh yeah,
Ooh.
Miltank
Miltank
medium rare.
steak.
Miltank.
You put some Miltank butter, garlic butter
God
on there too.
damn!
Oh.
I think Snorlax would probably taste pretty good.
I love this fucking.
Oh, can you imagine like the fat content on Snorlax?
Oh yeah.
Oh god, Snorlax would be delicious.
I reckon Chansey's eggs on toast probably pretty fire as well.
Banger. Japanese people will say Waylord. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Are you?
No, I hate whale. It's
What
disgusting.
about unhatched Togepi?
Unhatched Togepi. Would that be kind of like? Yeah, maybe.
Didn't we do this on an episode one time? We were like, which is the tastiest Pokemon? I swear we
I
did.
think we did dinosaurs.
No, we did the tastiest dinosaur.
I swear we did Pokemon. I don't know if I'm crazy, bro. That's the Mandela effect
Yeah, I
right
think
there.
we can all
Mandela
agree
effect.
Miltank for sure. Tauros maybe.
Can you
like a buffalo, like a buffalo steak?
can you, are there any turtle Pokemon?
Shelter.
There's a lot of turtle Pokemon. There's a bunch
Yeah,
of turtle
Squirtle.
Squirtle.
Fucking
Actually,
Squirtle's a turtle.
Squirtle soup.
Squirtle soup.
Squirtle soup.
I think that could go hard. I think Blastoise is like his meat would be way too tough and too gamey. Squirtle just looks.
Say that again slowly. God.
His meat would be too tough.
Yeah.
He'd be too bricked up.
I think the
sure.
meat would be.
Can you look up what is the tastiest Pokemon?
Yeah, top 10 tastiest Pokemon.
It's got. I mean, the crab would be. Krabby would be
Oh,
fire.
Krabby.
Oh, the ice
Vanilla
cream.
Ice, obviously.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's Shuckle. Why Shuckle?
I agree. Chansey's egg looks like.
Which Pokemon is the
Delicious.
tastiest? Let's see. Oh, it's ranked as well. Smoliv?
Well, just go
I mean,
number
it is
one.
just a
Just
fucking
go number
Smoliv.
one.
Tropius?
Yeah, what's
Yeah, what's the...
Oh my god, it's multiple pages. It's so cringe.
Let's see.
all right? Let's see.
Number 1 is... Oh,
There's
Milcery.
literally a cake.
Oh.
There's literally a cake.
Yeah.
That is not a real Pokemon.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yo,
Galarian
Oh.
Farfetch? Dude, Chicken and Leek?
Chicken.
Yeah.
It's a fucking. Isn't it a duck?
Is it a duck?
I thought Farfetch was a duck.
Oh, shit, it might be a duck.
I don't
It's
think
a
it's.
Duck, right?
I don't
Fuck.
think it's a chicken.
It's not a
yeah.
fucking chicken. Wait, your whole life you thought it was a chicken?
I don't know why I thought it was a
Wait,
chicken.
wait. Your whole life you thought Farfetch was a chicken?
Why did I think it was a chicken?
It's a duck, right? Yeah, it's a duck.
Yeah, that is
It's
a
got
duck.
fucking webbed feet.
That is a duck. Why did I think it was a chicken?
Wait, did your whole life do you think it was a chicken?
I think, yeah. Why did I think it was a chicken? I'm a fucking idiot. Of course it's a duck. That's like saying Psyduck is a chicken.
Isn't it based off like some kind of
Yeah, because the Japanese name is Kamonegi, which
Yeah.
literally means duckly.
Yeah. Yeah, right. What the
I'm an
fuck?
idiot.
Yeah, well there you go.
Well, there you go.
It's a chicken now. It's a chicken.
It's a
You
chicken
have no
now.
excuse. You've no, you literally know the Japanese kind.
Yeah.
Oh.
God damn.
But it would taste fire.
It would taste fire.
I agree.
Would taste
With
fire.
the leek as well.
Very down. Yeah, leek is just banging. I love leek.
The Welsh news is just like far-fetched, duck,
I love
and leek.
Bricked up.
One of my favorite foods in Japan is negima. So
Yeah.
very good.
Sure.
One of the best foods you can get in Japan.
So yeah, that's the
goddamn
other
good.
theory.
Oh,
Do they?
far-fetched yakitori would go so hard.
Dude.
Can I get Farfetch Tade, please?
Sukune.
Skune, please.
Sukune. That'd be good.
All right, so I think we can all agree the Pokemon theories or the video game theories are definitely the most
yeah.
valid.
I prefer these.
Yeah.
Definitely better.
Let us know down below which ones that you guys thought
Yeah,
were the
and-
most fun.
and in
Or had.
case-
You wanted to see another, because we have a big list and we thought we'd get through a lot of them. We got through about 6.
And just in case, I'm just gonna say this for safety. We were joking a lot of this video. We don't believe any of this shit. If you do, good on you, I guess. But we don't believe in it. But yeah, let us know down in the
Please
comments
stay
below.
educated.
Yeah. Stay educated. Hey, look at all these patrons, though.
Look at
I
them
know
all.
they're
That's so good.
educated.
Yep.
Look at all these very highly educated people.
What's your favorite conspiracy theory?
Okay.
Let us know.
They're so educated that they're supporting us over on our Patreon. And if you would like to be a highly educated individual like these, then go over to our Patreon, patreon.com/trashdays. Also follow us on Twitter, send us your memes on the subreddit, and if you hate our face, listen to us on Spotify. And yeah, let us know if you want us to do like a part 2 of this, because we have a ton more.
We have a lot.
yeah.
Thanks so much for watching, gamers.
Stay skeptical, sheeple. Bye, guys.
Bye.